Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. Yo, I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, New England representative. As always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, you know what it is. Jesus Shuttleworth, the guy, aka the Go Artist, aka LB Lauderdale Bush. Monday Night Boxing. Let's get it. RingGameRadio.com in the building. El Capitan. Sample Kings Forever. On its way, nigga.
Yes,
It
sir.
got submitted to the label. Get a little touch-ups on the last final track. And we good. There's 14 bangers. We out here. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Bangers on the way. And Ring Gang is always in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio in the building. Let's talk. We talking that boxing shit tonight. Let's get it. And some other shit.
Hey, yo, P, is anyone banned from the bodega this week?
Actually, I'm giving a temporary ban for people that like to possess too many fucking sporks. First of all, why are you eating with a spork? That's for the fucking like. Why, either have a spoon or have a fork. Don't give me that. Well, it's too much. It's not spoon enough. Pause for a spoon. It's not fork enough for a fork. That's a horrible fucking utensil. Why are you carrying that forks?
What cafeterias you been eating in, nigga? What type of niggas you been looking at?
Niggas be carrying around sporks, and I'm just like, bro.
This nigga P is like the grumpiest nigga alive. Like, bro, like.
Nigga, I've never been anywhere and seen a nigga pull out a spork unless we at Popeyes, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where are you at? Where you seeing sporks that's just pissing you off? Like, are you at a cookhouse? Like, where are you at? Where niggas pulling out sporks and you're like,
bro, I've seen niggas just pull out chopsticks and just like not for shit that you would eat chopsticks with. Like, nigga, why are you eating a salad with chopsticks? Like, what are we doing?
Wait,
that's some dexterity shit right there.
Walking with your own utensil is wild, nigga.
Bro. If you're eating salad with chopsticks, you've got some problems.
Damn, man. Try hard ass niggas.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, damn. Well, that sounds like it probably needs to be banned. It's very random, but it probably sounds like that might be a bannable offense. Not gonna lie to you. Real talk.
Tackle a nigga out the store.
But yo, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what's poppin'? You already know who the fuck it is. Your boy Rome Top 5, retired dead or alive. Chicago's on. We here, nigga. What's up? Monday. Lunes. Es lunes.
Okay, Rome get on this bilingual wave. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, yo. Well, you in Florida, you should be on your bilingual wave anyways, nigga.
No, the fuck we shouldn't be. No, nigga. English is the goddamn language of America.
Listen, I tell people all the time, I'm not gonna go to Mexico and get mad at niggas because they can't understand me. I'm gonna try to figure out how to speak to these niggas.
By the way,
there you go.
Speaking of that word bilingual, it just reminds me about, I want to go into wrestling, about how much of a homo that Triple H is. I was watching an old episode of Raw, and he was trying to speak, I think it was like French, and they were in Montreal. And Jim Ross was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were bilingual, Triple H." Oh, he's like, "Oh, I'm bi many things, but lingual isn't one of them." What?
Yeah, fucking weirdo.
What the fuck?
You know Vince McMahon wrote that shit.
Bro, come on. Like, that is the most homo shit I ever heard. Now I know what the H and HHH stands for.
It's not Hunter Hearst Hemsley with
homo.
Yeah. Hetero homo ho or some shit.
Hunter homo ho.
Yeah, the fact that I actually remember that shit when it was live, that shit that was like some of the wild shit. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like cool. That doesn't sound like Attitude Era cool. Like, nah.
Yeah. Attitude Era had a few misses, bro.
Yeah,
that was.
Although it kept a nigga entertained, I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, King P, the shit you remember is fucking baffling me right now. Like, why is this
yeah, nigga, like you remember some crazy random like bullshit, nigga. Like,
this nigga just sitting there like, what am I mad about? Yeah, them niggas with them spoons this week. Like, don't let Pilot hear you talk about them fucking sports. You
No,
know?
but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That's
At
his
least-
super. That's his
I'm not
super
mad at
saiyan
Pilot.
mode.
I'm not mad at Pilot because at least he picked a side. He's eating with a spoon. He's not eating with a fucking spork. I think if he ate with a fucking spork, I'd have to. His plane needs to crash if he fucking is fucking.
No. Don't say
Hey,
that.
nigga, a spork is just a spoon on super saiyan mode, nigga.
Bro,
A spork is just a buff spoon, bro. Like, chill.
It's not spoon enough to be a spoon, and it's not fork enough to be a.
But it's a buff spoon because look, you got like 3 prongs. Like, that's enough fork. Just like a pitchfork, don't really have. You can't eat like lettuce with a pitchfork, but you can stab the lettuce with it. You feel me?
Oh my god!
Like the spork, like think about it. Like if you're eating meat and vegetables and rice, a spork kind of works.
No, if you eating the only thing a spork works for is rice. That's the only thing it works for. Everything
And
else,
Pilot loves rice.
everything else is useless pretty much. It'll break.
But you gotta have like those industrial strength like sporks, like not the cheap sporks.
If a nigga, are you seeing niggas with metal sporks? Because that's crazy.
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I like them niggas with the custom black and mild tips. Like it's like, bro, like you fuck with blacks that hard where you need like custom chrome tips and shit. Like, nigga, really? Like, like, you got it.
Oh man, no, you niggas are stupid as fuck, yo.
I only smoke the finest black and mild, chrome finish wood tip. All right, nigga, you smoking like with your pinky out and shit. All right.
Oh man, yeah, but yeah, all random shit. And no, speaking of random, gotta make sure that it's April 14th. Tomorrow's April 15th, and that means you motherfuckers out there guys submit your taxes. You don't want that late fee and have the IRS on your ass.
Bro, hold on, bro.
Man, you still got time. You got like till July, really.
Bro, if you waited this long to fucking file your taxes, you deserve what you're gonna get. So, bro, what are we doing?
I know I ain't filed mine yet, so that's what I'm doing.
Oh, come on! What are we doing? I filed my
nigga, like I know the
ready.
government don't want to see my name, so they good.
Niggas gotta gather information. You gotta give them a time, nigga. The shit just opened up. What was it? January 31st?
Nah, nigga, like
because look, this is the thing. If you speak to an IRS guy, they'll tell you you have really until like July. Like,
but isn't there penalties for filing late?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes,
there are.
Ain't no fucking penalties for filing late.
That's what I thought. I'm like, they wouldn't just say it's due on the 15th.
That's if you don't file it at all. Like if you one of these niggas who, if you fucking file it a whole year later type shit.
Okay, hold on. Here he is. Pilot. I have a question for you.
What up?
This is an important question. I know you like to eat everything with a spoon.
Okay.
But do you use or have you ever used a spork?
Yeah, definitely, of course.
Oh, get this motherfucker the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
No, I mean, hear me out. Not by choice, but like, I've been like to places where all they have is a sport. You know,
you were forced. Okay, you were forced to eat sport. You were eating
I wouldn't do it by will.
I'm not eating sports by choice.
Niggas are eating in fucking IKEA cafeterias. Y'all niggas need to stop.
I'm fucking dying right now.
I thought you were talking about taxes because I filled mine out before my first break at work.
Okay, so I'm not the only nigga like, okay, like yeah.
Yo, right now my eyes are fucking watering because I've been
light skin niggas for the win. Okay.
Yo, my eyes are watering right now because I've been holding in a lot of laughter. You niggas is killing me with the sports shit. Yo.
Like man, like the taxes, like that shit ain't going no fucking where. Like them niggas that get their shit when they get that shit.
No, it's just, I think Filipino culture with rice, Filipinos usually use their hands. I ain't that barbaric. No offense to my Pinoys. I'm just
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier. With rice is like the best option.
Why? Yeah, using a fork for a rice doesn't make sense.
I hate eating rice with a fork. It's like some bullshit.
Why? Like, because you gotta clump that shit up.
Yeah,
it's
like
a fucking big ass clump.
I mean, a spoon you just scoop a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Wait, what? But see, with the fork, like if you got good rice, you could just touch the fork with the rice a little bit, and the
But you
rice will stick to the
No,
fork.
but
Exactly.
Cheddar, you mentioned gravy on rice. That's not something that I'm used to. So I mean, maybe down
Yeah,
south.
if you
Nigga, you
got
don't always eat
listen,
gravy on rice, nigga. Like we
listen.
said gravy on fries, and y'all think
No,
it's at a
you
heart
said
attack.
something with
But
you
look, if
mentioned
you put
something with like
gravy
something
on
on
rice,
rice.
you can't eat it with a fork because ain't no
Yes,
gravy
you
gonna hold.
can. Like,
The
because if
gravy
you
ain't
got
gonna catch.
quality rice, once again, it sticks to the fucking fork. All you do is press it, and you be like, like that. Like you know when a cake is so fucking moist, and you got the
No, you
crumbs, and you
using way
take
too
the
much
fork.
water in your rice, nigga. That's too much water, nigga.
Nah, it's just the right amount.
This thing is because I know we started to digress from the food shit, but Pilot, Pilot, you're here, so we can talk about, we can recap, Jerome Boots Ennis and Stanionis from last Saturday, but yeah, no, so we'll go straight into that first, man. But fun things too in our preview, because I think LB, you mentioned, you thought that you didn't think that Boots would treat Stanionis like Lipinets, and that's what the fuck he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I said it in the chat, like that's exactly what he did. He treated him like yipping nets. Like,
Yep.
damn.
Warmed up and clap quick.
You got clapped quick. I mean, the right hands were landing a little bit. The straight right is something Ennis got to worry about, because that right was kind of landing a little bit.
Bro, listen.
He got worried about the left hooks too.
I get it.
I don't know. I overrated Stanionis. I thought he was better than he
I don't
was.
think he respected anything Stanionis was throwing. Once again, I said the big thing was like people always like the criticism was people didn't think that Stanionis was a puncher like that. So either Boots' chin must be really good, or maybe Stanionis isn't that big of a puncher. So
yeah, I said that on the
what I was
podcast.
saying.
I think Boots' chin is just that good.
Yeah, because
No, but I said on the podcast
Stanionis break people down, nigga. He got hands. He
But I
got
said on the
power.
show,
Stanionis beats the shit out of people. Like
He
the
got
fuck.
power.
on the show on the preview, I said, the last time Stanionis got a knockout was like 5 years ago. He's not a power, he got pop,
But see, this is the thing. Like Stanionis, he's not like a single shots type of get you out of there guy. Like, but those were the type of shots he was landing. He was landing hard single shots on Boots. But Stanionis' best punches is when he's running off those jab-led combinations. That's when he really hits you hard and beat the shit out of you. When Stanionis could give you a 1-2-3-4 or a 1-2-3 or 1-1-2, that's when he's hitting you at his hardest. Other than that, he wasn't getting those type of shots. He was getting random hard left hooks, random overhand rights, and that was it. Those are hard punches for him, but they're not his best punches.
No, they were not. And I guess he was trying though, but one thing Stanionis couldn't do was he couldn't take the movement and he couldn't take the body shots. Like Boots' body shots, like Boots was really laying them body shots and like bro was like bringing his hand all the way back and digging them right into his gut. Pause. Like
he was winding up with the damn body shots.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, God damn! Like at first, I thought, okay, Stanionis is able to take that because I'm thinking to myself, like this motherfucker must be in shape. But I was like, but then that body work broke him the fuck down. Like, and then like I said, like the combinations that Boots was landing, like Stanionis was bleeding, and that was the first time I ever seen Stanionis bleed in a fight like that. Like, yeah, I was like, it's like
Boots was having fun, bro. Like. I think his defense is still great. Like it's still good for as offensive he is. Like he beats the shit out of you. Yeah, you get him with a few good punches, but like nobody has seen the Kraken with their Sunday punch.
He righted his wrongs from the Karen fight for sure. That performance,
Yeah, I mean, obviously
Karen's just a different fighter than Stanionis too.
Yeah, like Stanionis plays perfectly to Boots' strength. Like you stay in his wheelhouse, you're gonna get punished for it. Like
but it's not only that. What fucked up Stanionis was Boots was super assertive. Boots was getting off first pause way before Stanionis could get his jab established. Like before, like Stanionis is at half a jab, Boots done already threw 3 punches. Like Boots was just super aggressive to the point where like he didn't allow Stanionis to get in there with his jab. As soon as if Stanionis would have got his jab going, we would have saw the fight we all thought we was going to see. But once Boots took away his jab and didn't let that start, it was over. He just did what he wanted.
Do y'all think the layoff for Stanionis is kind of a one fight in a year or two, like 2 years? Do you think that
That's
played a role? at all?
strategy, bro.
Mm.
All the other niggas let fucking Stanionis get into the fight with his jab. Like, this the first person you saw fight Stanionis who did not let him get into the fight with his jab.
Right.
And this isn't somebody like, I feel like if you have an elite jab, nobody could stop your jab if you have an elite jab. Stanionis is up there. Like, I wouldn't say it's an elite jab, because if he had an elite jab, he would have started fucking pulling back when Boots would try to rush him to establish himself, and he would have fired the jab as a counter punch instead of just marching forward.
Yeah, like
Stanionis, huh?
Yeah, almost like a pull counter type of jab, like, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, like real boxing shit. Like, but Stanionis, either that or his trainers, coaches didn't have that in the toolbox. Like, that would have been the thing I would have tried next with Boots. I would have saw him do like, damn, this nigga quick. He ain't even let me get the jab.
I think it was, Boots was too. I think the not having to do the IBF rehydration, the 10-pound rule.
That too.
But also, I mean, Boots was just more skilled and dynamic, more athletic. You know what I'm saying? Bigger, better. I mean, he was pretty much.
And he put the strategy behind it. I promise you, if he doesn't attack Stanionis like that first, then these niggas get a fight of the year.
No, that first round's at the tempo, right? That first round.
Yeah, he did it early. Boom. Didn't even let that nigga pull off a jab.
That first 2 rounds at the tempo, I felt like. I think Stanionis, I think 3rd or 4th round, Stanionis might have won that. Stanionis.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it wasn't like he completely skunked him. Like, Stanionis, like, he tried to, like, it was effort, but then Boots made another adjustment, and you can tell Boots was playing with him because this motherfucker was playing to the crowd, like turning this way and that, like yeah, that motherfucker did that multiple times.
That might cost him eventually, but maybe
he's having too much fun at that point. Like,
at least he's a showman.
He know he's beating you if he's doing all of that. He's like, they say like niggas treat him like he's Hamed. Like,
do y'all think he got knocked down? You think that's knockdown? Some people thought it was a knockdown when Stanionis, when he tripped, when Boots tripped.
That wasn't a knockdown.
Nah. They tried.
No, Boots knocked out Stanionis. I didn't think he could even put him down, but yeah, he did the body shots. Wham, 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 like that. He went sick with the body shots.
That body work and then that body work and that flurry was crazy.
Yeah, but honestly, I didn't think. I mean, because it didn't look like to me Stanionis will continue, but I think Stanionis' corner was like, nah, look, listen, fuck that. You have your wife's about to go into labor. We're gonna pull your ass out.
He wasn't competitive enough. Like,
yeah.
Like, he was getting to the point where he was going to start getting beat up, but he was getting beaten. But I agree with Sean Porter's tweet with he wasn't getting beat down yet, but it was coming. Pause.
Yeah,
we all knew it was done. It was over.
Yeah, it was going to turn into like an 8th round brutal KO if it would have just organically kept going.
Yeah, like when Boots fought Villa, like, and pretty much punished him like almost until like the last round, and then brutally knocked him out. And then Villa's out here losing to jobbers because he took too much punishment in the Boots fight.
That fight was gonna, if that continued, it was gonna basically be almost like a Floyd Gotti, in the same building, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. But Stanionis, like, and I get it. Like, I mean, I don't blame. Like, you're supposed to save your fighter from punishment because, like I said, because there's always the extreme of the trainers that be going out there and be like, fight harder, and shit like that. And again, their heads beat the fuck in. And then then when motherfuckers die with broken bones in their face or brain bleeds and shit like that, and they don't want to take responsibility for the shit anymore, that type of thing. So I get it though. But I mean, to me, it doesn't really like diminish how I think it's. I think Stanionis is still like Stanionis would give problems to the other welterweight champions. I still believe that, but I think he's just.
But hear me out. if he gets a chance, because once the PBC quote unquote PBC loses their 0, they're almost retired. So hopefully, hopefully he comes back. I'm just saying it's not a good track.
I mean, there's nothing about that about like the body language from Stanionis that says that he's not going to come back or whatever. I just think like I said, he just played too much into Boots' strength and he paid the price for it. Like he's not like Stanionis. I mean, like LB said, he does work behind the jab, but Boots took it away early, and he has no movement. And I'm sorry, he didn't even go to the body, even try to even cut down on the movement that Boots was doing, or at least try to rough him up a little bit, something. Like he didn't do any. That was a fight he needed to make it rough, and then the caveman shit, which he's known for doing, he was getting too many. He was getting too much hands put on him. Even caveman can feel pain every once in a while, So.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. People think when I say elite jab or just elite jab in general, people think about the mechanics of the punch, how hard is the punch, the velocity, the speed, timing, and when to throw a punch is just important as how well you throw it.
Yeah. I mean that's the reason why Karen was so successful in making Boots in exploiting some of Boots' technical flaws in the 2 fights, because he was able to do that and do that constantly.
Because I look at this like Golovkin's a perfect example of an elite jab, because he was able to outland Canelo with it in 2 different types of fights. One leading forward with the jab, second fight on the back foot with the jab. You don't see people beat you up with the jab on the back foot nowadays.
I don't think it's anybody's skill set, to be honest.
And that's basic fucking shit, my nigga. Like when I say recipes are being lost, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Like Pat, no, that's the old. You pour the water bottle out in a circle, and everybody get in the circle, and you jab to your left or your right. Mm-hmm. And that's how you spar and work niggas and shit. Pause, but that's what Stanionis needed to do. Like switch up the jab, because if you know that's the weapon that's going to get you in the fight, then it's imperative you got to treat it like how Wilder treats the right hand. He knows that's his weapon, so he does everything in his life to set it up. He doesn't do it in the boxing way where the easiest way is to use his jab to set it up, but he finds another way to set it up. Like that's what Stanionis needed to do. He needed to find another way to get that jab going. Golovkin does it. Like Chocolatito does it. Niggas who got jabs, if you about that jab in life, you will find a way to get your jab going. That's it.
Right. In Marquez, Boots was punching through him. Yeah, exactly. That's how he's supposed to. He was cooked with it. Yeah. Well, when you're not throwing one punch at a time, and it's actually good to actually see someone actually throw punches and bunches at least. I can't.
Especially at welterweight, we need to see more combination punching in boxing in general.
Right, exactly. So it was great to actually see Boots. Like you could tell, Boots was this was the performance that he was looking for. This was his coming out performance, so to speak. This is imagine if this wasn't Philly. Philly would have went crazy. Would have been wilding out if the shit,
But they didn't promote the fight like that, man. Like the content wasn't being pushed. You see, Boots has more of a personality now. He's feeling himself now. Like you're talking shit more now.
But I think too, like I said, the Karen fights, he had, obviously he had a chip on his shoulder, his confidence was everyone was pretty much telling him nah, this ain't it, bro. So so luckily Stanionis, who is a legit fighter, is legit quality fighter. That was the person he needed, to make to kind of right that wrong. So
it's the best win at welterweight since Crawford Spence.
Yeah.
Might be even better since somebody wasn't in a plane crash and multiple collisions
it's easily the best welterweight win since, and I don't know when it'll be topped. Paul. I
think he's lineal champion now, right? I know he won the ring, but he's
he's lineal champion.
Yeah, because it's usually 1 and 2, type shit. So it's So good for him though. But in terms of his future though. Because I know he says he wants to be undisputed at welterweight, and that might be a crazy goal depending on because the IBF is not okay. You're not. I mean, if you're not unifying, you got your Mando, and then if you go back to doing your Mando, then you have to go back to weighing in twice and shit like that, and then I don't know.
See, I'm not a fan of him. I mean, Norman isn't ready. I'm standing to that right now. Barrios, I don't think Barrios is gonna. Barrios is gonna do whatever Al Heyman tells him to do. So I don't think.
But Barrios wanted to smoke at one time, though.
Yeah, at one time. But I think for me, Barrios is kind of, I think he's on his last leg. I know he's relatively young, but I think he's been in a lot of wars. He
got a kid with Figueroa's sister.
Yeah, he's good. I think
he became a world champion. Like I think he got what he came to do. Like
he's got the most important belt in boxing, the welterweight green belt. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, he's also the weakest. He's also the weakest champion.
Yeah,
in all of
exactly. So, but I don't think Barrios is gonna.
Yeah, but he had the least expectations too.
Honestly, I'd rather because Boots is gonna end up probably having to fight the Patty Crocker Donovan type shit. I don't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's gonna fight Giyasov, like who that was on his
he's gonna body Giyasov. Giyasov needs to fight a contender.
Yeah, I ain't trying to see that.
Nah, Giyasov. I mean, I understand Giyasov needs to fight a contender. Boots needs to go to 54. That's my opinion.
I mean, it depends. I mean, at welterweight, if he says at welterweight, I would want to see a Norman fight because Norman got rid of his Mando, and I guess Boots is gonna have to get rid of his.
Yeah,
Mando.
there's already a context for the fight. It's already kind of been marketed. Yeah. So as soon as it goes on, it's an event. Like
it is. And whereas Boots and Barrios isn't really anything. Like depending. Right now
it'll be a fight. Like Barrios is light. He puts on great fights.
He's exciting. He's fun.
He's exciting. He's on the downslide.
I mean, hear me out. Barrios fought Ugas, Thurman. I know Tank's a lower weight, but Barrios has fought legit fighters. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but
I think that would actually sell too if you promote it and everything.
But I assume Barrios is gonna basically cash out his belt against whoever Al Heyman tells him to. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna fight Boots. So I think Boots is gonna. I don't want him to I know Boots said he wants to undispute up to 168. I don't see 68 maybe, but I'm saying I don't want him to be 30, 31 years old and still at welterweight. I think he's 28, 27, 28. So I'm just saying
his body ain't gonna stand it. What's gonna happen is the old Devin Haney shit gonna happen where he's gonna lose his punch resistance and those random hard shots he takes.
Yeah.
One of them's gonna get him when they really clip him.
I mean,
he don't need the damn
who do you
take that chance?
Can I throw in a couple of names at 154? Who do you think Boots could beat in terms of a top 10? Top five. Who?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, well, actually, flip it. Who would beat Boots? I mean, who do you think at 154 do you think Boots is a top elite fighter at 54 already when he gets into the division?
I'm not gonna judge him. I'm not gonna say he beats all these people until I see him what he looks like at 154.
I was doing that with Crawford.
I'm feeling the same way with him too. I'm not gonna just hand him all these patty cake victories. Like, bro, got to go out and
niggas do that with Floyd in the mythical matchups for the last 20 years.
People trying to put Boots pound for pound already. He might be in the 15 range, but he ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he's definitely there. Fuck that. He's there. He's a unified champion at welterweight. Get the fuck out of here. He's look, realistically, he's number 12 or 10.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. I think Benavidez is ahead of him.
Yeah, of course.
Benavidez is ahead of him.
Because Boots ain't beat nobody like Andre yet.
Boots is in that tier with Shakur Haney Teo now, and who else? Tank. You know what I'm saying? I heard a lot of Tank Boot who's higher in the pound for pound list between Tank and Boots. You know what I'm saying? In that mix of
Tank is, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I think Tank is too, but. His last fight, people are trying to he got taken off the list for that draw.
Wait, no, yeah. I don't think even the Tank fans.
Niggas was taking Navarrete off because of that bullshit ass Bearing check fight.
That's also true.
So you niggas who think we just be hating Mexicans, you see these niggas now.
Who's higher pound for pound right now? Navarrete, a 3 or 4 division champ, or Boots? Who's higher pound for pound?
Navarrete, really.
Navarrete, and I'm a fucking fan of both. And I gotta say Navarrete.
Just because of skill set.
But Boots has the buzz. Dude, imagine if Navarrete was really promoted on some Mexican like superstar shit. Like he's not promoted like that.
I mean, there's reasons why, because he's not been in condition, the injuries and shit like that. But he's a quality fighter. Like he has quality victories.
He's quality, and he's had too many good performances to not to be like a household name. Like they give him a Jose Ramirez ceiling when he has more of a Munguia ceiling.
I
used to always compare Munguia back, a few years ago. Munguia and Navarrete kind of compared them a little bit in terms of.
I mean, Munguia isn't shit really. Like
yeah. No, I know. Well,
look at Zerto. Like when you see Zerto fight, they love him. Like you seen his last couple cruiserweight fights.
No,
yeah, Oscar has a feel for his Mexican fighters.
But he know which Mexican ones are the ones that's going to blow for some reason. Like, pause. Like, nobody else knows, like, for some reason. Like, they'll try, but they're just there type shit. Like, they'll have a little following, but they're not like, oh, damn, like, that's that nigga.
There's nobody, like, really, a true, like, a non-Mexican American that's in the Canelo wing right now. You know what I mean? Not like,
Canelo, not even top 10 pound for pound. What are we doing?
No. What I'm saying is, in terms of the next Mexican superstar, like there's not really another one right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Benavidez, but
But I mean, like Bam and Benavidez. I'm talking about like a Mexican from Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, you one of those people.
Yeah, like it could have been
because every time there's a top Mexican list, Oscar's not really on it because he's Mexican American. You should, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. There's
I know. Hold on, wait. Salute Mankey, crazy. Salute what it do. Salute Marquise, Terrence Crawford, what it do. Top 6 to top 10 pound for pound is open. Is it really that open?
No, it's not that open. Like
you got some names there. Like
I mean, like
I feel like more from 8 to 12 is the names that's really been interchanging.
I made a little list. I mean, the first 3 is obviously, the big 3.
Usyk, Crawford, in a way,
and then you got Bivol, Better Beef, Bam, and I don't care. I'm still putting Canelo there just off the merit. I know y'all.
Oh God, no. Then your list is automatically discontinued, bro. Like Canelo hasn't done shit to be top 10 pound for pound in like since 2021 or something, bro. Y'all just and he's lost since then. Like y'all can't just keep this nigga around.
He lost.
If he stopped Munguia and Berlanga, I'll give you that. But he's not even stopping these niggas.
He was number 1. He was like probably number 1 pound for pound, maybe at the time of the Bivol fight, and he dropped. But
what the fuck was this, man? That nigga, man. What was Inoue and Crawford and Usyk doing at that time?
But really, you don't rate Canelo top 10 right now? Really?
Fuck no. For what? Benavidez has Canelo's top 10 spot. Fuck out of here.
I'm sorry. Anybody who's undisputed in four division champ is going to be on the list to me.
Why the fuck Pacquiao wasn't on the list like that when he had to beat fucking Keith Thurman and niggas had him on the list for like 2 months. Like y'all pick and choose who y'all want to respect as far as like accomplishments when it's all the damn like come on, man. As much as I critique Crawford, like he's still beating enough good people where he belongs on there. And he's still knocking niggas out for the most part.
The other names I got, like, Nakatani. People say he don't really have the wins, but, Nakatani, Collazo, Shakur, Haney, Tank, and Taraji. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's, like, I don't know where you would rate Boot. I mean, skill set-wise, it's kind of like Tank. Like, skill set-wise, we have Tank pretty high.
And right? Shakur up there just cuz. Like, these niggas ain't putting on pound for pound fucking performances.
I just don't think. I mean, if you want to put Boots where he's like, he's probably like definitely like in the 10 spot, 10, 12 spot. Like he's in that area. Yeah, cause obviously more wins will probably bump him, and then more losses from other fighters will probably bump him up. But
would y'all put him over Fulton? Cool boy.
Would I put him over Fulton?
I forgot Fulton is up there too. Like that's what I'm saying. Shakur Stevenson ain't like look. When you're not doing something for like 2 or 3 fights, or you look stale in 2 or 3 fights, and if you're not looking stale against like the elites of the elites, then you just can't be hanging around on the list like that.
There's got to be a certain like with the Canelo and the Shakur, there's got to be a certain like even like a T.O. I know T.O. isn't necessarily in the mix, but T.O. of what he did, there's got to be a certain like cutoff line. You know, there's it's like I know it's pound subjective, but I'm saying there's a current.
Yeah, T.O.'s top 15 because 1 minute he's beating a pound for pound guy. The next minute he's getting a goddamn gift decision. The next minute he's going life and death with fucking Claggett.
Yeah.
That fight against Barboza is like literally do or die for T.O. I mean, really, it is.
Yes.
You know?
Let's see.
Like, if T.O.'s top 15 right now, but if he fuck up again, he's off that top 15.
There's so many. There's like from 10 to 15, you could put literally 10 people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of really tough.
Man, look, like I said, top 10, top 6 depends on your own opinion. Pilot put Canelo,
bro.
Take the KO out of Canelo because he ain't getting no KOs.
Mm-hmm.
At 7, and Sutter disagrees. My Samoan OG. My question: how y'all rank Shakur in the pound for pound list? Shakur like number 11 or number 8 or something.
See, a few years ago, I thought Shakur and Boots would definitely be on the quote unquote future pound for pound premier guys. But it's crazy. I checked Shakur's age. He's 28, and I feel like his momentum derailed some. I mean, like Shakur should be in the mix, top 5-ish, but he's not.
He's getting stale. That's why.
He's
like
stale.
Shakur stays in the top 10 just because of the accomplishments and the eye test and everything. Like you said, if he would have been progressing and taking the fights that he need to be taking, because remember, like the Warrington, there's always something with these fights, but this nigga don't take them.
I mean,
regardless of what happens.
When you're best with is Oscar Valdez in a 3-division champ, that's the top rank diet plan. I know Shakur's talented and everything. I see. I'm just saying, like your best win is probably Oscar.
But I had to sue for him to get that fight.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's like
so. Yeah, I mean, so Shakur is like around. He was gonna hover around 8 and 11. Like he just said, he hasn't been looking good enough to be top 10, but he's supposed to be top 10. Is what I'm saying. Lamont Rhodes is up there, but he ain't no top 15. Like he got to need another win.
To me, right now, because I mentioned this earlier, a guy who's underrated is to me Puello. I think Puello and Gary Antoine Russell are top 20, 25-ish. I think those two guys right now, like those guys are.
Well, I mean, Gary Russell, Puello is like whatever the fuck he needs to be because he don't fight. Look, his performances don't warrant top 15 in the world. He's got
skills and he keeps winning.
It's how you win too, bro. You can't look like Sunday drive shit on the wall and be top 10, top 15 pound for pound. If a fucking alien comes out right now and lands in Vegas and asks you for the top 10 boxers, you're not gonna say you fucking Puello, nigga.
But quote unquote Andre Ward is kind of boring, but he was a top 3 pound for pound. I'm just.
But he was in a loaded division where he beat names.
I know.
And he was beating niggas clearly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's the
thing. Got so many damn could go either way ass wins.
I think Roach is in the 22-ish. I don't know. He's I mean.
I'm not giving Roach any pound for pound discussions yet. He has to do a little bit more than that. He's not.
I low key.
And I'm the type of nigga who always disagree with Pat on that, but I'm agreeing with Pat on that. Like
no, but I low key
chill with the Roach shit.
No, I low key lean Roach in the rematch, to be honest, against Tank. But
I mean, because I get Roach wasn't the guy that was running his own division before he got the whole...
Okay, hold on.
Because it could be one of those things where Roach just has Tank's number.
But if Roach got the nod over Tank, would this conversation be different a little bit? Maybe.
Of course.
Yeah.
You had to get the fucking nod though, like.
And most people thought he did. Like some people, a good amount of people.
Nah. Most motherfuckers don't know boxing either.
But a lot of niggas hate Tank. A lot of niggas hate Tank. So
that's what it was. Like,
yeah, no,
like that wasn't no like you could really argue. The fight was a draw, right?
Yeah, it was a draw.
Yeah, that was one of the purest draws you could see. Nigga, pause.
I ain't gonna like Tank got the
only robbery was the fucking knockdown, was the Tank knockdown shit. But that doesn't mean Roach wins the fight. It just he got robbed of a scoring. He got robbed in officiating. But who knows? if that goes against Tank, Tank might turn around and beat the shit out of Roach. So I can't just give it to Roach because of that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm like Roach has to. Like I said, I mean, yeah, a draw of Tank is cool, but I'm not. But Roach can't be in any top conversation until either he runs. I mean, eventually he's gonna have to go back to 130 and start, try to, because 130 is a loaded division.
No, so yeah,
Niggas
130
aren't
is
just-
loaded. Yeah,
they're
130 is
not
loaded, but
defending what they're supposed
130 is
to.
loaded, but I feel like Roach might be done with the division.
But,
Hey, John's died of what it do, Ring Gang.
yeah,
He
but
said,
either
fuck
way,
Cinnamon and Tink Tink.
yeah, but either way, like Roach, Roach has to either work at 135 or 130 in order to because even outside of the Tank draw, his record doesn't. I mean, it's not it's not any pound for pound anything.
He don't have the win. I mean, yeah, he don't have. I mean, he's on a nice little streak. You know what I'm saying? But he don't have the win. I mean, you don't have the names. You know.
Yeah, he need a Tank win before, a draw ain't enough. Like if he had a few draws against other top names, and then it's kind of like, okay, he belonged, but we don't know if he truly belonged.
Yeah, then he beat Badu Jack.
But I hate that.
Yeah, but Badu Jack was always a top 15-ish type of guy too, though.
He was
never really top 10 though. Yeah, he was never really a top.
Yeah,
10,
he wasn't top 10.
If he got the right fucking decisions, he'd be top 10.
But he was always a fun guy to watch. Pause. You know what I'm saying? He was always really fun. He's a fun fighter.
If you say Badu Jack at his peak, I think you could say he was briefly top 10 at one point.
He was probably on the he was around the mix. He was on the mix.
But
hey, how come? Wait,
remember, I'm not saying like 3 or 4. I'm talking about like 9 or 10. Nigga, chill.
When Heavy got back into boxing, why wasn't Thurman in these lists when he unified?
Because motherfuckers hate.
That was weird to me. I thought
Remember, they didn't want to put Pacquiao on the list after beating Thurman. Like, so what that tell you?
Nah, Pacquiao was like an 8 or 9, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
No, there was a lot of lists where Pacquiao wasn't on it, bro.
Yeah.
And then they put him on there afterwards, and then it was like, okay.
Because he lost
They made sure they tried to add Ugas afterwards.
Yeah, nigga tried to sneak Ugas on that list. That was crazy.
Like, stop.
Yeah, so I mean, I know we.
What's good, Rob? What it do, man? Salute.
Should we bring up the poll real quick before we about that?
Yeah, bring up the poll.
Because I mean, the Boots discussion been good.
Yeah, I do want to talk about.
But you said who you think Boots could beat at welterweight? I'm sorry, at 154.
Well, yeah, it's a good segue into it. But
he'd beat Zoo.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I still ain't seen Fundora last fight, so
I want to see him. Him versus Conwell. He might be bigger than Conwell, but who wins between him or Conwell?
That's a good fight.
Great ass fight. All right, so with that said, we did ask.
He'd beat Zayas.
He would. I think he would too. Would he beat Fundora? I think he beat Fundora.
Probably.
Possible, yes. It's a good fight.
He's got to stay out. He's got to. Yeah,
I think.
Anyways,
that'll be a dog fight.
Yeah, 154 is a.
Yo, what's this rumor about Spence and Barrios?
They got shut down. I think Bob Santos shut that down. It was.
Okay.
But I heard Spence is coming back. Supposedly, we'll see.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like it's like confirmed. Like the nigga coming back. But
my thing is with
Pat, what you got to say about that?
I don't care.
My thing with Spence is if he didn't fight the whole 2024, he's pretty much done. But I like him. I hope he comes back. Anyways, we did ask which of these fights do you want to see the most out of these fights. We got 16 votes, almost about a week. Check us out at Ring Gang Radio on Twitter, YouTube, and everything else in between. And we have Boots versus Norman at 25%, Crawford Boots at 50%, Ortiz Boots at 25%, and El Azteca, Mario Barrios, and Jerome Boots Ennis at an overwhelming 0%.
No one wants
to see that Barrios fight.
It's unless it's like on some
because we know it's a fucking waste of time.
I picked Ortiz Boots, but I know that's gonna happen maybe at
eventually. I picked Ortiz.
I picked Ortiz Norman. That's just because now there's actually some.
Ortiz or Norman? Which one, nigga?
No, excuse me. I said Boots Norman.
No, but y'all know Crawford Boots was gonna
bro. Like, wait,
I picked Crawford. Fuck that.
After this weekend, hold up. After this weekend, I considered Norman to have a fucking stay of execution. Like, bro, like
no,
he would have got his ass whooped so bad.
No, hear me out. Norman knew he wasn't ready.
And he's still not ready.
No, I know. Let me explain. I watched his dad on.
He got the
all these-
offense for Boots.
No, but I've been
though.
watching his dad on all these podcasts, and I can tell, they're not ready. I mean, he's the young guy. He's not ready. He would get brutalized. But I will say Norman's only 24 years old and getting better. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's playing a long game, Pauls, and
He can
I get it.
crack.
I get it. I
He
get it.
can crack, but even
Yeah,
then,
what's
like
the-
I don't know if he ever will because he can crack, but like I don't think he's a better boxer than Boots. I don't think he has better footwork.
I don't either.
He
Like-
don't, bro. Look, he doesn't have any of that shit. The only thing he has going for him is he could crack. And he could crack in exchanges.
And he's-
Sometimes that's all you need to beat certain styles.
and he's got
And I'm willing, for me personally, I would have him gamble on that and watch nothing but like Danny Garcia and Peter Quillen fights.
Yo, what is cracking? He got power.
No, but I don't even.
Yeah.
he got legitimate
But
power.
I don't. But he doesn't even have the advantage in hand speed against.
No,
Boots.
but I know, but I'm saying, hear me out. He's more than capable in terms of boxing skills. Like, he's not a bum. He has decent.
No, it's
work.
not. He's not a bum, but he doesn't.
That's why you formulate a game plan
outside of
that
crack,
leads to his strengths.
He has a nice little.
Outside of power, he doesn't do anything better than Boots. His footwork isn't better than Boots. He doesn't have a jab.
Yeah, he got Ryan Garcia footwork.
Yeah,
he
but
does.
hear me out. Most people thought Stanley Owens had a better jab than Boots, and clearly that was neutralized. So
But
Yeah.
and Norman's jab is even isn't even that on that level either.
But the thing is, Norman has, and I won't lie. Ever since even in that Villa fight, Boots, I know he takes the shots to get the shots, but he don't roll with it. He gets hit a little too clean sometimes.
Yeah, I mean that's his thing. Like that's the thing in the Karen fight. Because Karen was able to pick him off with left hooks constantly and shit like that, and it was just like, geez.
Why do you think Ryan Garcia felt like he had a chance? Because
I know Bachram's
shit, I can land that left hook.
But I know Bachram's a one-hit wonder. Like, if Boots fought Bachram right now, who would y'all favor?
Oh, God damn, that's a 50-50 if I've ever seen
that's
one.
a fight that I don't want to give to Boots because I don't know what the fuck he's gonna look like at 154 against a big fucking guy like Baccarat.
154, them boys be cracking. I'm just saying.
That's a 50-50 fight for me, bro.
Boots ain't gonna steamroll these guys at 154 because he's not bigger than these guys. So
I think he's in the same size. I think the athleticism might help him steamroll those guys.
Conwell's small
if he steamrolls them.
Conwell's pretty small for the weight. Ortiz is probably a little smaller.
I mean,
Ortiz ain't no small for the fucking weight, bro. Stop.
But I'm saying Boots and Ortiz probably the same size.
But I mean, when you hold up, when you talk about
they're right size for junior
the thing is, when you talk about steamrolling somebody, I'm thinking just pure physical strength and power, not fucking steamrolling somebody with athleticism. Like
athleticism goes with look. Let's when I say steamrolling, my visual representation of steamrolling is like Miguel Cotto versus Carlos Quintana.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who just kind of jumps in the ring and like just beats the shit out of you like in a wave of punches.
Like the way Bachram did Costa's son.
I look at that as
that's not even a steamroller. That's just execution. Like it wasn't even a fast pace. That was murder.
The man in the moon.
And I look at that as outgunning someone. So I guess we look at it.
But going into the fight, Carlos Quintana wasn't no top liver. Like he was a legit contender.
Yeah, and he was outgunned in every facet. He didn't do anything.
Let me ask Pat real quick. Pat, who do you think the best junior middleweight Boots could beat out of the top, elite 154 guys?
I mean, he could definitely beat Ortiz for sure.
He could.
Virgil Ortiz. So hold on, wait. You because I look at Virgil Ortiz and Boots as 50-50. You're favoring Boots. You're saying Boots will beat Ortiz and they fought next. 60.
I think it eventually happens in middleweight down the line. Like, eventually, down the line.
Because I don't know, like niggas be making it seem Ortiz is so beatable, but
how about
that nigga be problems, man.
All right.
Well, I mean, Bohachek made it. I mean,
I was gonna say,
you can't ignore that Bohachek fight. Like in Bohachek,
I can't ignore it, but it's like Bohachek lost clearly. Like
not clearly.
I said he lost.
How does Boots
put under way too much pressure for someone who actually got bodied by?
How does Boots fare against Bohachuk? or
He
Madrimov?
beats,
he beats Bohachuk.
I would favor him against Bohachuk. Doesn't, but Bohachuk doesn't have the firepower to keep up.
I would ask Madrimov, but I feel like Madrimov 2 losses is kind of lost his luster. So
Yeah, dude. Look, Boots stops Madrimov. Stops the fuck out of him.
he might. Yeah, he might.
Ain't no might, bro. Like he stops him.
Who else at 154? It's so deep of a division. I'm trying to see who else was there.
We said Zayas.
Lubin, Zayas, Ramos, Jesus Ramos versus Boots.
Ramos and Boots is a good ass fight, but if you think Boots beats Ortiz, then you gotta say he beats Ramos.
How about Yoenis Tellez, the Cuban, who might be a WBA champ soon because Bud might vacate. So he's
Tellez.
I think Boots would beat Tellez.
Nah, Boots would beat him.
Yeah, Boots should beat Tellez.
That's a good little athletic fight. Oh, what up, Android? What it do?
How about Thurman?
He can beat Thurman.
Yeah, he could beat Thurman.
Would he crack Lubin?
Yes.
Hell yeah, the fuck.
Probably.
If he'll beat Thurman, he'll beat Lubin.
No, but Lubin got a nice fight coming
And
up.
this is the thing this is with the Thurman thing. I'm not even sure because Thurman's funny with it, like because Thurman has like a wide skill set, like.
But he's old and he gets injured a lot. These are two things that you can't really do against someone who's athletic.
Yeah, but no one's beating his ass, like injuring him in fights. Like we could only call the fight. We can't call the training camp. Nigga. Like
we're saying all this, and he's probably gonna fight Josh Kelly or some fucking or that Paddy Crocker Donovan shit in UK. I'm just saying. I hope Boots continues off this.
For Boots, nah, like. Boots would be fucking up his career if he fought anybody lesser than Barrios.
So what's the next fight y'all want to see for Boots? Realistically, I don't think Norman Barrett's going to fight him. So
yeah, I want Norman. I want Boots versus Norman. That's just
not happening. It's not happening to me. I don't think it's happening.
Look, if they can't get a Norman fight by August, focus on something else. Go to 154. Like try the Norman fight.
Yeah.
But don't let that shit get negotiated for 3 or 4 months and you lose momentum and time and you prop him up when you could be there using that to build up a bigger fight with Ortiz or somebody.
Because and it's he always says in interviews, even I think recently he said he wants to undisputed at 47, 54, 60, and 68. I don't know about the 68, but I can see him, being coming 3 division champ and all that. But at the same time,
realistically, Boots is probably gonna face Giasov next. That's probably the most realistic.
Oh,
it's the trash ass match.
Wait. What's going on, Ring Game? Boots versus Ortiz is definitely going to be the next Spence Crawford as far as anticipated fights. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, it's already a big fight. Like
it's been we've been talking about that shit since like 147.
Shout out to Luke, the only person who wanted it back then. Pause. Like
no, I wanted it back then.
You did too. Yeah.
No, I'm saying make middleweight great again. I guarantee you. Like I assume Tio and Haynes gonna fight at 47. I assume eventually at 160 they're gonna fight.
I don't need to go up to no damn 160. Like this is.
Nah, I don't need. Look. Now you're running into the whole Canelo Charlo category when you're talking about 2 guys who started at one division and they end up finally fighting each other 3 divisions later. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no, like.
Yeah,
ain't nothing need to marinate that long. But y'all skip a whole division.
But, I mean, we watched boxing long enough in this era to know Boots Ortiz. I know that there was the negotiations, but it's not. I don't see it happening for a little bit, at least a year or 2. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at it this way.
If it even happens.
Like Ortiz has had some tough fights at 154. So if you're gonna get another tough fight, I would go for a big name tough fight. Thurman and Zoo is out there. Zoo ain't really a good look because he just getting back on the chessboard, and he has him and Thurman got that shit going on. Can't you? So Thurman and Zoo are out of it.
Thurman and Zoo are fighting each other, and then the winner's gonna get a PBC belt opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's happening.
So out of that, what you got? Fundora,
because Ortiz, he's an
Bakrov, Murdalayev.
No, remember Fundora got 2 belts. And actually, Bud has like a belt and a half. Bud has like 1 belt, but
Bud got the Canelo joint. Like we're talking about for this year. If you're trying to make a big fight for Ortiz.
So basically, here's the lap out. Fundora has 2 belts. Bakram has the 1 belt, and Tellez has a WBA junior. The Reggie. of Bud's, you know.
We're
super-
not counting the GameStop belt.
No.
Yeah.
But, that's what I'm saying, but you said not to include Bud, so I'm just
This
saying.
nigga literally jumped in the conversation with
I would rather include Bud.
like chill with your Renner Sporks idea, nigga.
No,
Like
but this
I would
nigga
rather-
Shutter just said not to mention
No,
Bud.
but okay, but I would rather mention Bud than mention a fucking GameStop belt.
yeah, facts.
But
Because
what I'm
the
saying
reason why I
is-
say we're talking about this year, the biggest fight for Ortiz. Of course, Bud is the biggest fight for all these niggas, but that's next spring or some shit. But if you're talking about the biggest fight for Ortiz right now, I would say it's Boots because it's the biggest name, biggest momentum.
If Bud loses to Canelo, do you think he's gonna go? I know he mentioned it, but do you think he's gonna, if he gets knocked out or something by Canelo, you think he's gonna go back down to 54? I think you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
I think he might retire, bro.
Probably, yeah, probably. Now, if he loses a close decision or something, you know, if he loses the decision, you know,
That's why I always felt like
then
there
he'll
was
go.
more money on the table if he would have built himself up more to the Canelo fight. Like I felt like he let the Madrigal performance spook him into saying, "All right, fuck it, I'm not staying around 154 any longer. Let me just go ahead and go after Canelo."
No,
Instead of just being like, "Fuck it, I beat Madrigal. Okay, Ortiz is the next biggest fight. Let me beat Ortiz."
Ortiz
Then
ducked
now
him
you
twice.
beat like a guy with a little Mexican background, whatever. It's a big fight.
It's a big fight.
Ortiz is going to look like he's 165 fight night or 170.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight.
You
But-
beat
but-
Ortiz, then you go into either a Charlo or a Canelo fight.
But
Like it would have been a
something-
much bigger fight.
But something with Bud, because he was very adamant after his Spence quote unquote victory tour, he shut down the whole 68 against Canelo. But something changed where he said, "Okay, he said maybe if it was at
That
60."
Bill Haney changed, nigga.
Oh, was it really Bill? I know
Remember,
the
Bill
money
Haney
thing,
said like Spence ain't even your fight. Like
I mean, Chris
like
Tucker's best
Canelo
movie.
your fight.
Chris Tucker's best movie, Money Talks. You know what I'm saying? And plus,
But Bill's right. Like
Yeah.
like Crawford can catch him at the right time and beat Canelo. Like now's the time for Canelo to lose to somebody like Crawford.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
been the time for Canelo to lose to David Benavidez. So you got that to look at too.
I'm a Bud.
Canelo's a walking victory for one of these niggas.
I'm kind of a Bud stan. Me and Pat are kind of the Bud fans on here.
Yes, we know.
I think Bud could win a decision where people say he's running and shit. If he gets caught ice cold or if he gets hurt, he's gonna fight. He ain't gonna Jermell Charlo and tuck his kitty.
Nah, he's gonna win, bro. Because this is the thing. Bud is gonna convince y'all he's like an all-time top 25 great, just with a wash Canelo win, a Spence accident win, and a Madrigal never was that great win.
You sound like a hater right now. No offense.
I'm just telling you what's this going to be. That's how he's going to act. Because he's already, remember, if he already saying 154 ain't got the names, this, that, then what other big fight he going to take out the Canelo
No.
fight, nigga?
Crawford has been on the pound for pound list for 10 years. Nobody has really been in that list for that long. I'm just saying, like, he's been in the mix.
Yeah,
for
but
that
he's
long.
beating the weakest names to be on that fucking list. He's been on that list for 10 years, and he just now had his two biggest fights last year and the last couple of years. Like
LB sounds like me when I talk about Danny Garcia.
Niggas stop Porter and Spencer. Nigga retired two of the top. One of the two of their welterweights. I don't care what you want to say about the Porter.
And neither one is a Hall of Famer. His words.
They probably, this day and age, they probably both might get in, but whatever.
Tell that to Crawford, nigga.
That was
not
dumb.
me.
That was dumb. I don't know why Bud said that was dumb, but
I mean, when you talk a lot of bullshit, you don't have a Kanye moment every now and then.
If Vinny Pezienza is in the Hall of Fame, Spence is in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
There you go. But I'm not even arguing for this nigga. Like, come on, like, I'm just saying, like, if Crawford's intentions was to stick around, he wouldn't be jumping to the Canelo fight right away.
Yeah. Now I see an Android in the comments.
He would have at least got like it's a bad look for me to me personally. Like I'm on my Pat shit. Like we all have our own standards. It's just a bad look for me that Crawford doesn't if he doesn't end up fighting Boots or Ortiz.
I'd rather have Skull beat Canelo somehow. I don't really want to see Bud versus Canelo.
Yeah, it's better for boxing if that happens.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
kind of absolves every one of these fights. Like,
But I also see Bud's, like Bud's, he's old, he's 37, 38, started at 35. I know he's, relatively big. He sees all those niggas at 154, I can't knock it. He's gonna
they're
be able
tough,
to,
beatable fights, bro.
yeah.
And Crawford fights once a year. To campaign at 154, unless you're Charlo, you can't just be fighting niggas once a year.
Yeah, Bud's always in the gym, but I know what you mean. I feel you. Yeah.
Like, but then, like, bro, like,
See,
you know that was some heavy lifting. So that Magic Ball performance spooked him.
In a perfect world, Jamel Charlo would go to 60, try to, beat Blar Adames. Bud could fight him at 160. That'd be the perfect fight. But
But he's still avoiding Ortiz. Like, a big fight is Ortiz with Crawford or Spence.
The WO president said Ortiz turned down the Crawford fight, and then another time Porter licked them in standings when quote unquote Ortiz wasn't ready. So now they're ready. It's kind of like the whole like Tank Loma thing in a sense, where like,
man, they always saying these niggas ain't ready. Who's putting up a deal for the money for these fights?
Ortiz didn't want to fight Bud at 47. 2-3 years ago. I don't care what he said on the mic about the Mo Hooker shit. That was talk.
Yeah, but look how Crawford responded though. Like, all these niggas don't want to fight each other, man.
You see how Oscar, who never ducked the smoke, the way he moves his fighters, he moves them very cautiously.
It's weird.
It's weird. And he
all I'm saying, like, these niggas pick and choose when they want to talk about a fight or this nigga, that nigga. Like, they said Shakur Stevenson, he wanted a multi-fight deal from PBC, but Tank, the PBC, they allegedly just offered the Tank fight.
Do you remember the night when Turkey went to the Ortiz Bohachuk fight and was bringing up the Crawford shit, and you could tell De La Hoya still doesn't want to make that fight for Virgil. You know what I'm saying? Like, really?
That's De La Hoya. Like, that's the difference. Like, the fighters have to start saying they want the fights, man.
No,
I'm tired of these niggas. When these niggas get a chance to speak on fights, they either go on interviews and they talk the fight down, or they say, "Oh, well, let me just enjoy this win, and me and my management will talk later." When they got the post-fight interview and everybody's attention.
But I think now for Virgil Ortiz, or De La Hoya's getting training fully off, and he's gonna let Ortiz sink or swim. You fought.
Not because I don't think De La Hoya wanted them boots or those big fights to be in Saudi Arabia. Like, you wasting a Boots fight, you wasting an Ortiz fight, you having it in Saudi Arabia.
De La Hoya don't like Turkey, but he just would. But you gotta.
None of these niggas like each other, man.
Yeah, none of them. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of people who are kind of running off the mouth too, the co-main with Ray Ford and Thomas Matisse.
Oh,
now, I'll say this though, Ray. I mean, I like how Ray's moving because last year dude had a fight of the year caliber type shit. Like, he was getting into wars.
He's one of the second fighters in the sport the past couple years.
Yeah, and this fight was a war for me to fucking keep my eyes open.
Yeah, I hyped this fight up and I was pissed off because I've seen Matisse look really good. Matisse is a
Matisse. I don't know what happened.
Only for him to throw fucking 30 punches.
What the fuck was that? Fight. Man, go on fucking some YouTube boxing, dog. Like that was shameless.
I don't get because Matisse had some low-key fight of the year type of fights. Like, I don't know why he just didn't he kept his
he ruined his brand. I don't give a fuck about this nigga being on TV.
I think Ford at 130. I think Ford is healthy. I know he's not getting the knockouts, and for some reason the crowd kind of boos him. But the way he beat his last two opponents at 130, because Matisse is no joke.
This was not his fault. This was a case of a motherfucker throwing like 30 punches in a fight and not doing anything.
It would have been nice if he got the stoppage, you know what I'm saying?
Keeping himself out of harm's way, and just that man was not.
He wasn't even doing that good.
Yeah. You don't have to, do you think? I mean, like Raymond Ford, when it comes to the power, I know he stopped Otabek and all that. He's not really a power puncher. I think he's a.
Nah, he got power. Like he just. He fights like he's Shane Mosley, but he's not. But he has power.
I think he has power. I think he's more precision than power, but he's got power.
Okay, so at 130, right? Because obviously we don't have to talk much about the Matisse fight. That was just
Matisse is just tough though. Like Matisse was tough, and it's like sometimes when you make it up in your mind that you're gonna lose and you're not gonna try. You're just gonna survive.
You're gonna survive.
Unless you skilled to the sense where you know how to break guys down, or you're just a in a way type of guy where you hit hard and you know how to break guys down. Most people not getting stopped like that. They'll just continue to get beat up. Like Ray Ford could have broke him down. He has the power, but Ray Ford, I think, was just content to just getting the free shots off.
Mm-hmm.
But even the fight before against the I forgot the dude's name. He's a decent fighter. His after the Nick Ball fight, he didn't stop. He dropped him bad, but he couldn't get him out of there. We mentioned Roach earlier, right? He's still a champ at 130. We got Navarrete and we got
and you got Foster, who's
got Foster. Who, the whole Foster is that's the whole sassy. Him and Shakur talking and Ford in the mix. But do you think Ford
sassy crew?
Okay, let me ask you, Pat. You think Ford will beat Sugar Nunes?
He can, but Nunes is he
got some power.
He has power for days, but Nunes ain't the best of boxers. Yeah. But
I think it'd kind of like it'd be like Foster versus Rocky in a sense, right? Hernandez. I feel like it's similar.
He could. I mean, Nunes could be outboxed, but you're gonna have to go through a lot of. I mean, dude fights. He's a volume puncher and he has power. So it's
he's done. He's better than Rocky Hernandez to me. He's like a better version of Eduardo Hernandez.
Yeah, he's a better version. He's definitely a better version of Rocky Hernandez. Rocky Hernandez he's durable too. That's nothing. So like Nunes is not an easy win for anybody. So, I would love it if he's like 130 can do things, but yeah, 130 is just a division that kind of
it's always a stopgap. It's always a stopgap, but there's so much talent at 130 because these niggas is in between feathers and lightweight. But who would you favor between O'Shaquie Foster and Ray Ford if they fought?
Probably Foster, and Foster. I think Foster is bigger than him.
I think Foster is. I think he might need to move. That's why he mentioned the Shakur thing. But I know he's supposed to fight Fulton. But I think Foster at 130 might be kind of spent. So I might favor Ford in that fight.
I mean, either way, it's a good fight. But I just want these niggas to stop getting on their Twitter fingers and just stop like babbling and just fight. Especially those two.
Stylistically, Ford is all wrong for him.
What do y'all rate Ford in terms of that performance?
I mean, that was a probably an A- type of performance. Yeah, because he controlled the ball. The only thing is he just couldn't stop him because Batista's tough.
Yeah, that's an A. Because if Boots is standing on, this is an A+. The Ray Ford is an A-. Or
you gave Boots an A+? Yeah, I can see A+. That's fine.
Yeah, that's an A+ performance.
What the fuck, like, bro? If that's not an A+, what are we doing?
I mean, that's like a 98 out of 100. I ain't giving 100%, but that's like a 98, 97.
Nigga said a 90. What the fuck? like, yo, like you're. I ain't gonna like you be one of those asshole teachers.
Nah, I'm saying
like,
no.
We egging your goddamn car the last week of school.
No, Boots' performance was amazing. He got hit with some rights. I know.
So amazing isn't 100%. This is boxing. You're gonna get hit. The man got hit like maybe 8 times in 6 fucking rounds.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Floyd spoiled us.
Yeah,
now it's because now it's like when niggas say, because Floyd changed the game so much, it feels like niggas aren't supposed to get hit, and it's boxing. I get it. I'm just saying, like,
and that's why when Floyd would eventually get hit, niggas would lose their mind, like, oh my god, like
when Corley rocked him and shit, yeah.
And niggas always did that, but the thing is, it's like motherfuckers want you to be fucking perfect. Niggas that sound like some hoes, like, oh, that nigga gotta be 6'6" with 6 certificates, a 6-pack. This like shut the fuck up, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone can put in a type of a Haney versus Prograis type of performance where you mean because that's a hit and not get hit performance. Like that's an A+ type of performance.
But you gotta consider it too. Like if a A+ is still good if you get somebody out there at half the time and you take a few more extra punches, you're getting the nigga out of there. Like it goes back to that shit we used to say, like, what's better, a 12-round skunking 12 zip, or they get brutally KO'd? And y'all niggas be like, oh, the 12 rounds. And I'm like, nah, nigga get brutally KO'd, nigga. That's it. That's worse.
Yeah, and look, Stanios and Stanios is a qualifier. I don't think he's who had never been like no one has ever hit him hard enough to like really dissuade him to drop or anything like that. You know,
and convince his coaches and like, nah, we gotta stop this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, his coaches was like, yeah, no, fuck this, we have to stop that. So that's why that's why it's an A+ performance, because he dropped him and he stopped it and he chopped them up. So now it's like, he the Boots, that's an A+ performance, because that's what we expected. Now if it was like the Karen fight and it went the distance, then it's not an A+ performance. It goes goes down.
Yeah, you can say those are 98s and 95s or whatever. Damn, Pilot, Pilot came up with the damn Pat fucking
hold on, an A+
criticisms.
An A+ is a 98 still. The hell?
Nigga, but you're like, bro, the performance was worthy of the goddamn Golden Star
what type
sticker.
of grading system is that? No, A+ is when you have 100.
No, an A+ was like a 90, 97 on up.
A+ is 100, or when you get extra credit on a project, nigga, because you did some extra research.
I feel like an A- was 94 and below, and
but
an A was like 95 to 97 or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but what's A then?
I'll give. What y'all give for it?
No, hold on. No, Pilot is right. An A+ is 97 through 100.
Yeah.
And you see, but the thing is, I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing it's 100% performance.
An A is a 90 to 100.
So what is an A-? They don't have minus.
A 93 or a 94.
No, they don't have minus on this scale. Because he said a 90 is an 80 is an A.
Yeah,
I know what they're saying. I get what they're saying. I'm just saying, Pilot's crazy for saying that's a 98 because this motherfucker took 5 punches in a boxing match.
A 91-94 is an A-, 95 to 97 to A, 97 to 100, A+.
So all right, so Pilot, you're saying if Boots wouldn't have got caught with 5 punches, it would have been 100.
I'm saying y'all can give him 100. That's fine.
No, I'm asking you, nigga. Like, I know what I could give him.
I'm giving him a 98. I ain't giving him a 95 or 94. I'm still
okay. A 98 because he got hit with 4 punches.
He got hit more than 4 punches.
8 punches.
The performance was great. It was an A+, and that's all I gotta say.
This shit was an A+. What are we doing? We nitpick.
Yeah, like literally, you don't have to go to a numeric scale. That literally was an A+.
Bro, like this nigga Pilot is sounding like the neck beards that be looking at a bad bitch, but her elbows are too pointy and the knees are too.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to figure out, like, if a motherfucker gets hit with like a certain amount of punches, that takes away from your A+. Like, it goes from 100 to 99 to 98. Like,
her elbows are too pointy and her knees are too squiggly. This is what we're doing, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, because I just don't see like goddamn, like.
Oh, Chris Pratt. Don't think anyone can beat Ray Ford at 130. I mean, I'm not saying Ray. I mean, Ray is not unbeatable. Like he's not unbeatable. I thought Edward Vasquez beat him. So, but that was at 126.
But we don't know if they could beat this new rejuvenated, harder punching, more effort, energized Ray Ford. Like he's like a new guy now. Like he got like he got the golden hair now. He like Saiyan or some shit.
But outside of that, I mean, one thing about that card is, number one, it's unfortunate the undercard had to change a little bit, so we were kind of, the Cardenas Cardo fight was canceled because that would have been a barn burner. But I think Matchroom needs to kind of work on their matchmakers, because some of the people that Omari Jones bodied, some of them didn't belong in the fucking ring, and it made the card go by a little bit too fast. There
was a whole 35 minutes between the Ray Ford and the Boots fight.
Yeah, it's if you're gonna build your main card, you gotta get some people that are not gonna kind of take one shot and just go down.
Them niggas was milking like prime Top Rank with the fucking 30-40 minute fucking intermission.
Yeah, it felt like I was watching a turkey card.
Yeah, because you guys, they gotta get better because they can't just get pure jobbers out
But
there.
I think because of the knockouts, the early knockouts and shit.
It don't matter. Like, look, run the card faster, whatever, or get better segments that waste time. Like, I'm not trying to hear like Eddie Hearn speak. I'm not trying to hear some of these niggas talk. Like, if y'all don't start getting some new interesting people, some personalities and some topics and some buzzworthy shit, like niggas are just everybody just walking out the room during this time.
But I mean, as an event, like it was full, and Boots was rocking, and the videos I saw, I think the Zone video got like a lot of views on shit for that. So I mean, Boots has some momentum going. So it's at least thank God for that, because at least it wasn't like people were walking out of the arena even after when they did in the second Karen fight. So now it's pretty much because I think Boots probably fulfilled his contract to Matchroom. I think it was only 3 fights, so it's gonna be interesting to see what's his next move going to be.
That's why they didn't promote this shit.
Yeah, it's either Eddie's going to. I mean, does he go to PBC? Does he stay a free agent and just go for promotion?
There was kind of like rumors that Boots, because Boots wasn't at any of the games, or Eddie wasn't around other than the week of, what I'm saying? So there's rumors he might be leaving. I think with this performance, Eddie's gonna keep gonna re-sign him though at this point.
Nah, what's the point if you didn't look? If you're trying to keep somebody, you're gonna promote them. You don't show how great you're gonna be when you're gone. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, because this nigga Boots had in the Philly Woods like a few years ago. He had a commercial on the World Series. I know nobody really watched it, but he had a little commercial, and when Philly lost the World Series a few years ago. I don't know.
That's a random ass commercial. Like, I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't catch that because I wouldn't.
No, I've only saw it on YouTube. It was literally like a YouTube. Like, it was like before one of the games. But yeah, the thing with Boots is like, in another era he would be a star. I feel like in another era he'd be a bigger attraction in terms of.
Well, I mean, it's because he had an unfortunate contract with a promoter that didn't really have any connects like that. I mean, had loose connects to Showtime, and then he passed, and then his widow didn't know fuck all about promoting, and and then he had to go to court to get settled that shit up, and then by the time he did that, Showtime Boxing is no more, and PBC doesn't snap him up. Eddie signs him, and here we are.
Remember,
I ain't gonna lie, Boots need to go to damn MVP, bro.
Nobody. I mean, that'd be nice.
Dude, look, you see the promo that Jake Paul is giving all these women boxers?
I ain't gonna lie. Like,
imagine if they get that for Boots. It's over.
Yeah, Jake Paul should sign Matt. Like, I think even like a guy like Berlanga could be big on MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Popular.
Dude, you sign Berlanga and Boots to MVP, it's over. Like, they got all the women. Yeah. You find you sign some shit talking dudes, a power puncher who can't fight, and then a nigga who's the truth. It's over. Like,
truthfully, that's what obviously, Sylvie was supposed to kind of head, the whole on the men's side, but Sylvie got bodied, so he's gonna have to rebuild for a little bit.
I think end of the month, I think he's coming back, but
yeah, that ain't enough. He too new, bro. Like, Boots is like the perfect. If you give Boots the promo that you're giving Baumgartner, he'll be one of the biggest names in the sport easily.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to Jake Paul, I think women, no offense, women are a little cheaper in terms of getting a roster and signing it. Because who has Jake Paul really signed that is a you break the bank on? In terms of a male boxer, he hasn't.
Of course, but see, the thing is, he's still breaking the bank because he's giving more money than anybody else is willing to even give. These dudes is like look at Eddie Hearn, bro. Everybody makes a big deal of what Hearn did for boxing, but he was still fucking cheap as fuck, but he could have did more. He could have did a lot more, because if he did, Jake Paul couldn't even come in and do all this.
I mean, there's more to that, why Jake Paul made inroads into boxing, but the influencer shit and all that other nuts.
Yeah, of course, but like, Jake Paul's done more for boxing than in a few years than Eddie Hearn has done in like a lifetime, damn near.
I mean, you think Jake Paul will eventually sign? You know, like I know he's making the women happen. You think he'll get into the mailboxing, or you think he just
Yeah, he's gonna have to, but I think more people are gonna start approaching him and trying to be down because they see it like, goddamn, like if y'all doing this for women, like what would y'all do for a dude boxing? Like bro, like if Haney Garcia rematch was on Netflix, that shit gets 100 million views easily. Put Benavidez versus Canelo on Netflix, 150 million views.
Yeah.
Like the numbers are crazy for that. The potential, like nah, like you're gonna have to eventually transition the dudes. Pause.
And
But like you may as well, if you may as well build up the platform with the women. You know, because if you got a bunch of women supporting women and then you add the men, it's over. Like.
And which makes the whole women's pay-per-view, not pay-per-view, excuse me, the whole Netflix event in July. That's why there's a lot on the line in terms of how he's gonna move in the future, because they have to entertain. Like it has to be a card that has to be full of entertainment in order.
I really hope
it has to get the numbers. Like
I hope
because they're looking at it like this. It might not get 60 mil like the Tyson joint did, but if we could pull the NFL numbers or Beyonce, if we could get 20 mil watching this on Netflix, that's a fucking win.
I mean, speaking of someone who probably does need to go to MVP, because I definitely want to mention this. One fighter that probably should go to, because I don't know what fuck Oscar is kind of doing with him.
Oh, Discord boxing chat. What it do? Salute, bro.
Salute. You know, I like Charles Conwell. Like Charles Conwell has been kind of bounced around for a lot of different places and stuff like that. And I know he's at Golden Boy right now, but it just seems like Golden Boy should have done something with him already, especially since the dude fights at 154. And I think it's in this event's going. I just want to mention because it's kind of going under the radar. You know, Conwell and Gabriela Fundora have a doubleheader going this Saturday. It's only American card this Saturday, you know, and I'm just like, God damn, like Oscar should do more. Like, you know, Conwell's damn near like
Conwell hasn't. I mean, yeah, it's I know, you know, I don't want to bring it up. I'm not trying to bring it up, but
let King P do it.
Go ahead. But I'm saying Conwell, like, he should be fighting. I don't know. At least make him sacrifice. Let him fight Bachram or something, you know, then fight Ortiz. Like, what the hell are you doing, making him fight these guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah, and I mean he's fighting a decent guy in Jorge Perez, but it's like, come on, like he should have been for a champion by now, or someone who was like higher ranked, you know, and that's the problem I have with Oscar. That's like Conwell is too damn talented to be under the radar. Like, yeah, I mean it's a good look, you know. Obviously he's a co-main to Gabriel Fundora, and then I know there's a lot of like people who don't necessarily like that because, you know, some people think he should be second co-main to Gabriel Fundora, but you know, Gabriel Fundora is a quality fighter. He's
a fucking undisputed champion, though. Them niggas can suck a dick, yo. What the fuck?
Any woman boxer that gets 3 out of 4 knockouts in their fights, I'm rooting for you. She's fun as hell to watch. She's talented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
These niggas just gotta stop hating women.
Come again?
I said they gotta stop hating women.
It's funny. A lot of the quote unquote boxing nerds, the Japanese lower weight fans, they hate women boxing. I don't know. It's weird. Like, you a fan of boxing?
They're not real boxing fans.
That's what I feel like sometimes.
I mean, it's not. I mean, there are people who. I mean, there are other type of people that hate women's boxing too for a lot of different reasons.
They're not real boxing. Look, if you're a fan of boxing and just fighting in general, you don't care who's fighting. You just want to see a fight. You're gonna tell me, oh damn, it's 2 women fighting. Fuck this. I gotta close my eyes. Fuck out of here.
Boxing unfortunately, a lot of the time they don't get the knockouts, and it's just kind of like, you know, a lot of the time. So it's like a lot of, you know, I can see why people don't like it or, you know, are against it. But there's times where, like, you know, there's been some lit ass women fights. You know,
but these are still trained fighters. These are not just some random hoes in the street.
Well, some of them are, but you know.
But yeah, no, it's just like I just like if Conwell was signed to Jake, something like that, then I'm like, okay, Jake would give him the attention that he needed though. But but it's just like, goddamn, like it's like under the radar. I was like, I don't see no. I mean, I see promo for Fundora every now and then, but where's the promo for Conwell? Like kind of like Oscar has a whole someone like probably like probably one of the best fighters in the stable and doesn't do anything with them. Like everyone else is either on a turkey card and Conwell's not on a fucking turkey, not even on a turkey card. Like it's weird how he's being moved with the Golden Boy, but
yeah, it's super trash, man. Like Conwell's the guy. I know he had the issue with I know even on Twitter he was getting mad at Lou DiBella. He finally got out that deal.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the guy with unfortunately when he killed Patrick Day, it kind of I don't say ruined his momentum, but it kind of like put him in a spot where like we know he's a top 10 in the weight class, but he should be a top 5 guy, but he hasn't really got the opportunity.
Yeah, and that's the weird part. And obviously, and if he signed with Jake, he would. I'm sure he would get that because motherfuckers be like, okay, yeah, I'm going on Jake Card. Jake will probably pay me a lot of money for this fight. Whereas Oscar is,
but it's at least the exposure that Jake he'll be getting fighting on like a Netflix because he needs to be seen so people could start mentioning these names when people's like, man, there's nobody for Crawford or Ortiz to fight. And then people say, well, nah, there's that Conwell kid.
I would say if Conwell knocks out this dude he's fighting, let him fight Bakram, quote unquote sacrifice him, let him try to get a belt, and then have fight Ortiz. Like, what the fuck? Like, make that happen, man. I mean, really.
Yeah,
but the thing is, I would do it in a sense where, like, have Ortiz fight the winner, like, promote it as Ortiz fights the winner, have him at the fight, all of that shit. Or do like a dual card or something where Ortiz is the main event, co-main is Conwell and Bakra, and it just I don't know. Like the thing is with Oscar, like in boxing in general, but you really notice it with Oscar because he's always had a lot of pivotal pieces. He doesn't put his fighters in position to like build them toward events and shit.
Yeah, other than Costin being Mexican. No, I'm just saying the Mexicans kind of get that fan base.
Yeah, like that's the only, and even then, he doesn't even kind of tap into that. It's more like, well, he's Mexican. Ta-da!
I mean,
like
the early Golden Boy days when he did have black fighters, but his track record in the past, ever since the PBC thing with them, I felt like he hasn't. These niggas, I mean, Rashidi
he can't
Ellis,
build events no more.
Rashidi Ellis fucking beat Rocha or whatever, but Rocha ended up being the man for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to play the race card, but I think
I mean, it is.
He tried with Floyd Schofield, and Schofield might have fucked it up for niggas in the future.
Schofield fucked up his own shit. The Oscar had nothing to do with that. Schofield
I know. I'm just saying, like it's unfortunate. It's
yeah. I don't know. It looks bad on Oscar because somehow he's cultivating these situations where niggas ain't really getting their shots or they not really getting the look that they deserve. Like, and it goes even to the damn Ryan Garcia is the only one over there who's gotten his big fights.
Look at Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley has had some decent wins, and where the fuck has he been lately?
I mean, he left Golden Boy.
Oh, he left.
Yeah, he left. But even then, they weren't putting him toward any type of big fights events like there's what I'm saying is there's no trajectory on Golden Boy for anybody. Like people just be there, and if a big fight comes, it comes.
They got Darius Fulgham, but he's not. Not gonna make him anything. You know what I'm saying? Even like I'm not even like the guy. Even Beck the Bully. Beck the Bully's on Golden Boy. Why haven't you matched him up with fucking one of the guys that like when Munguia was?
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's just there, and they know how to make fire random cards.
But they don't. It's always their stables are out of all the platforms. Golden Boy has like the thinnest in terms of depth in the weight classes. I feel like they only have like one person per division. It feels like them niggas at Golden Boy.
It's crazy. It's facts, and they make the most entertaining random standalone cards. But it's like they never lead to anything.
There's no build up. Like at least with Top
There's
Rank,
no build up. It's just. Okay, we got so and so from Mexico, from Cancun, going against so and so from Guadalajara. Friday night, the Zone, Golden Boy.
Has it ever been? Can y'all even recall a time there has been a after the fight where the nigga walks in after the main event, to call somebody out? I'm just saying, like, at least with Top Rank and PBC, there's kind of like a storyline where the fight's going to be led,
Yeah, the season has an overall villain theme or something like Golden Boy just be random episodes, nigga.
Like Zepeda Schofield. I know like Schofield not really ready, but them niggas are in the same division, close rankings. Never hear nothing about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, the only person there who's actually has that is Zerto. Zerto's the one that actually Oscar's kind of built. He's moving right, and I don't know why Zerto's is the outlier, but he's the one that's actually.
And he's the one with the least disconnect to the public and like the perception and hardcore fans. Like, Zerto's never been somebody that the boxing world has really cared about like that.
I will say I'll give Oscar because he did make finally the Barboza Ramirez, and he was isn't Kenneth Sims on Golden Boy?
Hold on, dude. We can't blame Oscar for that. He's basically that's like, okay, you got two kids. One eventually goes to college, but he never took out the garbage, and now the kid that stayed, he finally takes out the garbage, and you're like,
but I mean,
you finally got your kids to take out the no.
But Duarte Sims was supposed to happen, right? They're both on Golden Boy, but it's always like with them, it's the A side versus the random dude. You know what I mean? It's always the A side versus the random dude with them.
Like, dude, that was Ramirez Barbosa. That was a top ranked fight.
It should have been. It should have been years ago.
Should have been a top, just like the Tio fight should have been a top ranked fight.
Like, remember, I was excited for Duarte Sims, but obviously Sims got hurt, and Duarte fought the other guy. But even like a guy like Duarte, why isn't Duarte? Looking.
I mean, he gave him Ryan Garcia fight. Shit.
I mean, he already got a Ryan Garcia fight.
But I'm saying he should still be in the mix to, against a Ramirez Barboza. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he is.
Boxing don't know how to build up the B side no more. Like Pat knows, back in the day, a good B side villain have 2 and 3 fights in a row where he's a good B side and he has a chance to win, and he might
hold on, like on the same platform as like eventually, like how like a guy like Kowanaki was eventually gonna fight Wilder. I felt like, but Kowanaki, got
like Kawanaki's one. Back in the day, I would say like would Ben Taki be one?
Not really.
Not really. I mean, he was a contender enough to be in fights. Like a Teddy Reed would be somebody, but not at the elite level.
Yeah, but I mean, even but Top Rank doesn't even do that either. Like, them niggas don't ever match up there. Like, we're never gonna see Keyshawn versus Vargas.
No, they get the round robins, but they just don't match them up right. They still don't know how to build the B side. They build the round robins. But I'm talking about how niggas used to like be on some. You'll have like a Vince Phillips, like kind of like basically what they do for Trout.
I mean,
for Austin Trout.
I feel like PBC used to do that pretty well until like the dying years. With Showtime, PBC used to.
They fucked it up with Devin Alexander, and they haven't got it right since.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they fucked up with the Herd Charlo, but I'm saying there was like Benavidez Canelo happened. I'm sorry, Benavidez Plant happened. That was a fight that had a lot of build up. Type of shit. At least.
And they didn't even tap into that.
Yeah, the build for that was trash.
Like that was one of the biggest fumbles for a build up.
Yeah, but
into the beef.
It's definitely a problem among promotions. No promotion really does it at a high level. I mean, they get it right once in a while, but no one does it consistently at a high level anymore because. The platforms like HBO and Showtime used to kind of tell the stories. I mean, especially HBO used to be a thing where you'd be able to tell. HBO used to be able to tell stories on those B sides, but now no one has actually figured a way to actually get their formulas right. Not Prime, not the Zone. Pro boxing.
They got to. Yeah, Pat's right. They got to invest in the storytelling. Like that's what's missing. Like it's too many times niggas are just randomly talking and getting the promoter's story, and it's like you're just telling us the A side,
and that's what made HBO boxing when they decided not to do it. That's when it hit because it's like, damn, like okay, who's gonna tell us the stories now? Because and then Showtime eventually started declining and telling stories themselves, where it's just like, okay, we just, and then, they start, and the fight quality started going, up and down, and then it's gone. And like I said, the storytelling aspect of it, and that's why you get this. That's why we get like Conwell's fighting, but there's no story behind why he's fighting. It's just he's staying busy. Or Fundora is just making, where at least Gabriel Fundora is actually making a first undisputed title defense. That's the story, So like, that's what boxing is really missing, and it's like I say, it's like everywhere. No one, pro backs can do it, but they do it on it's not on a big level yet. It's just like it's like they do it at the local level, and it's fine, but they don't do it at they're growing, maybe they might improve upon that, but that's like the whole issue.
But Holmes Lubin, the fight coming up, they kind of have decent build. But I know what you mean.
It doesn't have that fight doesn't have any. Other than the Lubin and dude fighting on, it doesn't really have any build because it's not because Pro Box it's a platform. It's a good platform, but it's a platform that it's still growing. So it's Lubin. Lubin being on there is a huge plus. It's a huge gain for them, but. The promo, they haven't really done any promos for that fight.
Unpopular opinion on Pro Box, because there was a card on Saturday. I feel like the two cards on Saturday lately, they need to go back to weekdays. It don't hit the same anymore on Saturdays. It feels like Pro Box. I don't know.
Because it don't feel big enough for Saturday. It feels like that's what you're saying.
Yeah. On a weekend when there's no boxing, sure, but when there's a boots fight, what I'm saying, a welterweight, unification, nobody's checking for that.
Yeah. But yeah,
if it's promoted better, it wouldn't make a difference. Like, cause if you know that you're going to get an action-packed card with whoever fighting, it don't matter. It's just you're going to get a good action. Kind of like how we look at the Golden Boy cards, where we know it's going to be a good little card. Don't matter who the fuck fighting. That's what they got to have to sell themselves as until they get the bigger names.
Right.
Because you look at it like, ain't no action movies out at the theaters. Fuck it. Pro Box on them, nigga. Fist gonna be fucking flying. Shit.
Yeah, but like I said, that type of shit. It'll take time to actually kind of. Pro Box has done a good job, but they're still growing, so it's gonna still take some.
They don't have the money at a platform. Like someone like The Zone could do it better, but the people have to make the fights build to something. Like I'll always go back to like the Zab, Judah, Costa Zoo era at Showtime. Like all those unification fights and everything, all those were building up to each other. The Zab, Octay Orkel, Costa Zoo, Zab, Allen Bester, even Shambe Mitchell.
Names from the past.
Like Shambe Mitchell with Reggie Green, like Ben Tacky. Like you had so much like villains and side quests, and because you had the whole Gotti Ward thing going on, but then you had, Kasazu and Tacky. And then you had, Shambe Mitchell's redemption period for the rematch. Like Showtime was building, like you had 140 was built up as fuck. Even with Kasazu being inactive as fuck.
Yeah, and injured.
And injured, like how often can a marquee division just stay that popping without the king in the round? Like that don't happen now. Like the fights that come on, they gotta build it. You gotta see a guy again in another meaningful fight, or he got to prevent another meaningful fight from happening. Like, yeah, then you throw in the boxing, the bad decisions and shit. Like, that kind of ruins shit too. So it's hard for them to do that shit now.
Yeah, no, and that's why it's just that's why it's like that doubleheader that's on Saturday. That's like a perfect example of a fight. It's like, it should be built up a little bit more, and Conwell should be finding someone else more like 154. Like he shouldn't be like the outlier of 154 that's not being in the mix and getting it popping with the others. Like he should be like dude should have a quality notable win by now over somebody, in that division, over a top 5 person. And it's just like, yeah. But that's if that's how boxing kind of goes or whatever, until kind of like until that type of aspect is kind of like cleaned up for all promotions. But I don't think there's any more to really touch upon. I know we spit some bars on some of this boxing shit tonight. I know LB, you want to go get a couple of these reviews in before we get up out of here?
Yeah, we knock these out real quick because I know I gotta be out.
Where? So I mean, obviously, because we do movie and TV reviews every now and then, and there's definitely some movies that we wanted to make sure that we get some reviews on. So the first one is from it's the Twisted Childhood universe. It's from the same universe that that brought you to all the Winnie and Pooh, Blood and Honey movies. This is like the third entry into the whole thing, and keep in mind, LB got me into the series. It got me into this universe, not the other way around. But I was the one that told him about this movie, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. Which, like I said, if you're familiar with the Winnie the Pooh movies, they're like movies.
What would make y'all niggas want to watch this shit? Honestly, like
horror, bro. We watch horror movies.
Vampires,
nigga. We watch horror movies.
I mean, you okay? So you never thought like like growing up, you never thought like, damn, wouldn't it be cool if Bambi really wasn't like no soft ass deer, but like crazy,
had rabies and
rabies. Yeah. There you go. Like, so imagine if like Bambi had rabies, it was attacking niggas who tried to hunt it because they killed his mom and they trying to get him. And then Bambi got rabies and he started chomping on niggas' paws.
This is like on some Happy Tree Friends type shit.
Yeah. Well, that's actually going to become a movie soon.
Yeah.
But that was I said that as a hypothetical. Like, if you see that, then you understand. Like, what would like? Damn, wouldn't it be cool if like Winnie the Pooh, like, was like really a pissed off bear in the woods that was just killing niggas instead of just chilling and eating honey?
That's crazy.
What if Piglet was like some big piece of shit, and he just going around like a slow inbred killing people? Yeah. Instead of the little whiny fuck.
Yeah, and that's basically the reason.
So that's like the context.
Yeah. So and that's the reason why. And plus, me and LB like horror movies, like so it's like it's like violent horror movies on top of that. So that's why it's just like, hey, we follow the movies that from this universe because every movie has a universe, and this one is the newest entry from there. Now, LBI, because I know, I mean, obviously, there's the personal conversation that we had on this, how fucked up this movie is. But what do you think was the best thing about this movie?
It was over as shit. Yo, this movie's like nightmare fuel, nigga. Like, what is this? Like, this fucking twisted ass, perverted, fucking drug fuel tranny ass.
Nigga, it's Peter Pan. What the fuck you thought you was gonna watch?
I didn't think niggas was gonna be doing pixie dust like a real drug, nigga. Like, I didn't know Tinkerbell was gonna be a fucking tranny, demented drug addict, nigga. Like,
yeah, this shit sounds wild.
Boy. Yeah, or I mean, God, and never mind Peter Pan.
Yeah,
that motherfucker.
King P was like, "Yo, fuck this."
And let's say, I mean, the best thing. I mean, I'll say this too. Like you can say,
fuck that.
Like with these movies, you can tell that a lot more money's been put in because the quality is like the cinematography is outstanding. Yeah. Like it's really like it's vivid and everything like that, and it's also violent as fuck. Like just like the Winnie the Pooh movies, this movie is violent as all hell.
Niggas get scalped and shit, and scalped. Like, I'm saying like some Last of the Mohicans,
arms Indian shit, off, hooked,
like.
Yeah, like and something that's killed off a humbug. Like there's
but then I don't like the camera angles was so fucking molesty. Like that's not a word, but It's a word if you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
it was just creepy. Like when they had the boy sleeping on the floor and the way they would do the camera angle with Peter Pan standing behind him. I'm like, yo, stop this disgusting ass shit.
yo,
Yo, what type of shit is
well, either that or dude that was under the bed, like or under the bed, like
Yeah, like yo, this creepy motherfucker. Yo, I checked my bed after I watched that movie, nigga. Like I had to look under my bed because I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like this wonder if this nigga was just literally under somebody's bed. Like I would like stomp that nigga out so bad. Like,
yeah,
bro,
and that was like the intro, like because dude was talking all normal, and then his voice got demonic after that. Like I was like, whoa, like so this is they established that on that intro that Peter Pan was clearly a very fucked up individual in this movie. And
yeah, the way he did that one family, like, good God, like,
yeah,
whew,
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, this shit, yo, this nigga takes the cake as far as like fucked up movies. Like, I know I had the title, and I may keep holding it because the quantity, like, I have like, but all my movies don't compare to how fucked up this shit was.
And the funny thing is too is the trailer didn't even. I mean, me and you both watched the trailer. We just think it was just gonna be on some killing shit. We didn't because the trailer, honestly, it didn't give away nothing in that movie. I
didn't think it would be the psychological trauma fueled, triggering, perverted LGBTQ RUTS type shit. It was like. It was just a lot, man. Like the movie felt heavy. Like
and funny too is just like, I mean, it low key also had a Netflix ending, even though like you could tell that they're gonna make another Peter Pan movie.
Yeah, I read up on it. They said like they're gonna tap into like dude's whole delusion and show that like Neverland actually really is a real place. And I'm like, yo, if they do that, like, yo, these niggas need a sequel because I gotta see how Neverland looked. Cause he was making that shit seem like it was the best place to go to in the world, nigga.
Never mind, and in his obsession with sending kids there, and I thought Neverland was another place for hell or whatever because.
Nah, I thought it was gonna be on some real Peter Pan shit. I can't wait. That's the one thing that kept me interested in the movie. Like, I thought they was gonna show us Neverland. Like, they just kept showing the little Peter Pan demon on the wall. That remember when that nigga started like that. That nigga, yo, that movie is just sick, man. Like,
yeah, it was like because the Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey movies, they were just it had a great backstory and everything like that. The backstory, how it tied up is like excellent, and the violence. This one, it's like psychologically bugged.
Yeah, and just the whole like with the dude find out his father actually still missing him like as a kid, like nigga, you got kidnapped like that long ago.
Yeah, and so what do you think was the worst thing about this movie? I'm just interested to know.
The damn borderline creepy pedo like tranny shit, like. That shit took me out. Like I'm not. Really...
I admit. I mean, well, that part was unexpected. I didn't expect that in this movie at all.
Yeah, and they wrestled you to the ground with it. Pause.
That and then also something else that they revealed from Peter Pan 2, which was just like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't want to spoil it because there's another thing that was revealed. And I was just, and I remember I was watching the team. I'm literally like, I raised my hands like, what the fuck? Like, like Peter Pan had problems in that movie. Like he had serious psychological problems. Like I was like, God damn it! Whoever wrote the screenplay for this shit was on one. They hit that pipe hard.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't never want to like. If you want to show a movie that's kids and be like, you do not take drugs. Or you'll end up like writing some shit like this. That's the movie.
Yeah.
Because that it seems like he's somebody whoever wrote that movie, if they told me that person was kidnapped, raped, thrown in the woods, raised by wolves and animals, made their way to civilization, became a serial killer, got redeemed, and then wrote a movie, I would believe everything they just said.
Yeah, yeah.
That movie's that fucked up.
Yeah, like the alphabet shit. Like, I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. Once movies hit the public domain, you can make the characters what you want. But I was just like, just it was unexpected to see that in this movie, especially
it was just heavy, bro.
Especially since the Winnie the Pooh movies didn't deal with that. Now,
I don't think you're trying to see gay stuffed animals too. Like that's kind of like that kind of really take you out of there.
My bad. I stepped away. You're talking about the Peter Pan movie or something?
Yeah.
There's some gay animals?
That creepy dude, Pilot. That's the creepiest fucking movie you'll ever see in your life, man. Like, bro, like Pat is on one with that shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was. I mean, I saw it first before him, and I warned him like this shit was bugged, like but then this motherfucker is he likes watching bugged out shit, so that's like for me saying
it's like, you take the cake now, bro. Here, like you the king of that shit now. Here, take your crown.
I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna sit down and watch it again, just like on some just some humbug shit. Luckily, it didn't end up depressing, but it's just
nigga gonna be chilling on a Friday night. Let me pop in that Peter Pan.
That's one of those movies. Like I wouldn't like somebody like a bitch would have to beg me to watch that shit.
That's one of them. That's one of them Human Centipede one and done type shit.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll watch Human Centipede again over this movie. If you gave me a choice, gun to the head, I'll gladly watch Human Centipede over this one. I'll watch the fucking sequels over this.
Yeah, because this shit ain't got no plot.
No, it
got a plot. It just
has a plot.
Up.
Oh, nigga, all the movies in here have plots. That's one thing that they don't lack.
It's just I don't like the plot. I don't like predatory. And I ain't gonna lie. Like, look, real talk. Like, people really don't like kids no more in these movies. Like, the last couple years, like, I've noticed, like, there's been more violence to children in these movies. Like,
facts.
Even in the martial art movies, like,
facts.
What was one movie we were seeing, like, the dude threw a girl and she cracked her head open and died? Like, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Then was that the same movie they was fucking, what, they cut the kid's finger off or some shit, or...
Yeah, and then I know the Extraction, like we talked about, that had kids getting their asses.
Then Extraction, like, because there was a fighting movie you sent me, I was asking for, and they was fucking them kids up in that movie.
Nigga, they was beating up Ice and paid in full. I mean, Ice was fucking up Sonny and paid in full, nigga.
But it's not the same. Like that's like that's okay. That's some hood movie where like yeah.
Nigga, Fresh was like the most abuse I've seen on a child in a movie.
Oh, then you haven't watched. These
newer movies. They're putting in like the. It's like okay, the movies you're saying.
Hold on, Precious was 16 in that movie.
Yeah, dude, these kids are like 8 years old type shit. Like, they're like literally kids, not teenagers.
You ever seen Children of the Corn?
Yeah, of course, man.
Oh, I forgot. You're like 76.
Yeah, like, no, I mean, you
don't get it. Like, bro, the movies you're naming, they have the context where the kids could be violent or have violent shit happen to them. These movies, the kids aren't even a plot device. They're just randomly in there. Extras. And they're like getting murdered and shit. Like they're getting like tortured just for like the hell of it. Like you can prove this. You can make the same point in the movie without doing it. But it's just whoever's writing is like, fuck it. Like break the kid's arm. Like, wait, what? Like you already just pushed the kid to the floor.
I also feel like back in the day, like it took more for a child to be an actor than it does now for a child to be an actor. Like now they're like, yo, send that nigga in the Uber over here to Studio 7, and we'll see you at 10 o'clock tonight. But back in the day, you had to sign paperwork, be there with your parents all day, all that shit. Like it was too
Now it
much.
just seems like they just dropped
Niggas
the
didn't
shit
want to
off.
cast kids because it was too much.
Yeah, no, yeah, and yeah, this movie is. I mean, I know these movies are, I think, done in the UK. We might be might be a little different. But LB though, what as a score 1 through 10, what would you actually give this movie? What do you give Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare?
As a horror, as a Halloween flick.
As a horror, like usually a movie don't really like. I mean, nothing scares me. Like I ain't been scared for a movie since I was a jit. But as a movie that kind of like, I don't want to say it hurt my feelings or it made me feel a way, but
Nigga, go do like Rotten Tomatoes do. Nigga, take yourself out of it. Do it for the people.
but that's how the movie gotta affect you though. Like the movie affected me. Like it's an 8. It's an 8 just because it was just so.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's done so like it's traumatizing.
The Peter Pan was an 8.
It's either a 7 or an 8. Like I can't see it lower than that. I can't see it higher than an 8.
I mean, I would say it's definitely an 8 because, like I said, overall, it's not a bad movie. Like it falls in the
because
vein.
it hits all the check marks. It's violent. It has good acting. The characters, cinematography. It creeps you the fuck out, and you're supposed to feel away from if you watch a horror movie, right?
Yeah. Like, you can't be thinking like, watch a horror movie and like, oh wow, this was like, it has to invoke some sort of like dread or something of a negative feeling, and that's what Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare does. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, literally. Like I haven't felt this way since like Freddy Krueger type shit, where it's like
real quick,
fuck up your sleep.
Real quick, so it's a movie that you think about. Like even after the movie's over, like the next day, you're thinking like, "Damn, what the fuck?"
Yeah, I thought about this one for
because I don't know if y'all seen that one movie, It Follows, where they had to like keep having. It was like a sexually transmitted demon.
Yes, I remember, dude. You told me that at work. Fuck, I remember you was what's the name? Yeah, like we talked about it. Like I know exactly. Great recommendation.
And then every time you look down the street, you just see somebody walking towards you.
Yeah. And they creeped them out, like they kept passing it on. Like, yeah.
And if they touch you, you die, but you don't know who's actually following you.
Yeah, yeah. That shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
a great example.
I still think about. Like if you look in the distance and you'll see somebody just looking straight at you, you'll be like, yo. If you've seen that movie, it's something that stays with you forever. That's not even a horror, that's a thriller. That's some shit that's
it's a creepy. Okay, that's the feeling, but more in a creepier way. Like that shit follows you. I get it. Like that's a double entendre of that movie, but this follows you in a different way. It's more like, oh my god, like what did I watch? Like this shit is just.
Sounds like this sounds more like Two Girls in One Cup. Sounds like some shit I'm glad I'm not gonna watch, nigga.
Nah, like
like fuck that.
Yeah. No, because honestly, look, like I've seen movies way more violent and gory than this. This isn't and that's the thing about it. This isn't one of those movies. Look, all the Terrifiers are more gory than this.
But nigga, you was talking about just drug fairies and trannies and shit. Like how? Like I'm not trying to watch that shit and get scared.
Because look, it has for some reason it has like the perfect combination of all the fucked up shit individually, and it blends it into a movie, and it just overall just creeps you out. Like it has a nigga in a van on some "I got candy, won't you come over here" type shit. Like it's just all the creepy shit. Like. I don't know, man. Like, if you were from the fucking 80s, you would get it. Like, if certain shit is just presented in a way where it just takes you back and you're like, God damn, like no, like really, like, I don't know, man. Fuck, like, we all got different lives, but that movie just creepy as fuck. I hate that fucking movie.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I'd recommend it. Like, honestly, if you're a fan of the Winnie,
but yeah, I do recommend it though. But yeah, fuck that movie.
if you're a fan of the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movies, it's in the same universe, you know. So it's like, yeah, obviously recommend it. Or if you just like to see, you know, like horror adaptations of classic like characters, comic characters, cartoon characters, whatever. Then yeah, you know, yeah, full recommendation for it though. But yeah, but like I said, do it at
But
your
like
own-
somebody like Usher wouldn't like this movie. Somebody like Justin Bieber wouldn't like this movie.
yeah.
I doubt Bow Wow would like this movie. If you know where I'm going with, then that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, it was bugged, and like I said, it's full in that, and like I said, you watch at your own risk. And then there was another movie that LB also almost told me about, and I actually watched it before him, and he even told me about it for a minute to go get it. It's called Bangkok Dog. So it's a whole martial arts movie, you know, your standard martial arts police drug deal type movie. And he saw the trailer for it, and he was like, he wanted me to find it. It took me a while to find it, and then it was on Prime, but then it was behind the
I told you
paywall.
this last year?
Yeah.
Like, God
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, but it was behind the paywall, and then it was only
Yeah, it was like for a minute, like I forgot all about the movie.
Yeah, and it was only on some random shit that I just happened to it auto filled in for where I try to get things for my where I put my movies on my hub, and I'm like, oh shit, it's available now. And I check on Prime, it's also off the paywall. So I told him about it. You know, I managed to watch it on Sunday, and you watch it. So LB again, like, what was because obviously you really want to watch this movie for a minute. So what was the best thing about this movie?
The fucking fights, the kicks, like the martial art choreography. Like, the thing is, it's one of those movies. If you skim through it, it doesn't blow you away. Nothing, like, you have to watch it.
Right.
And when you watch it and you see the moves and shit, like, yeah, these niggas is kicking. Like, yeah, the fights in this is great. Like, that's what's standing out about this. Doesn't really have any recognizable people in there I've seen in other movies. You know, if they're recognizable, I didn't really recognize them at the time. So, but they all do a good job. Like, the pacing for the action in the fights is good. The movie's quick. Like, it's like an hour and 27 minutes or 22 minutes or something. Like,
yeah, very much so.
And the pacing's good. We need to get back to 90-minute movies too. Like,
yeah, just and this was like there's no like wires and shit like that. This was just straight up,
straight up fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have too much other bullshit in the movie. You didn't try to cram a love story in there. Like,
yeah, I mean, it basically reminded me of Ong Bak a little bit. I think it's like it was made by the same people who actually made that movie too. So that's why it's like dude's fighting style was similar to Tony Jaa's in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, like if you watch in the beginning, you're like, oh, okay, this is ain't shit. But as the movie progressed, like I said, the action sequences, they came and it was just like really like flawless. So it's like it was just like hard hand-to-hand action, kicking, all that. Excuse me, I got hiccups. And and even the story didn't even weigh it down too, because it was just a simple story, undercover mission gone wrong, and and it was just, and then they just built it off that. It didn't try to be anything like like a Fable or anything like that. It was just straight up ass kicking story, ass kicking movie, and we need more of it.
Yeah, they didn't try to have no one try to overact,
Mm-hmm.
do more lines or subplots than was necessary. This is like the perfect example of a movie that it knows what it's trying to do, and it does it well,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes all the fat off the bones and just give you a lean cut. Here, this is it, nigga. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And there's an art to that. It's like a good mixtape that you just play it through. It doesn't try to have all the R&B feature blends and bullshit. Like,
Yeah, and truthfully, I mean, we used to get a whole lot of those action movies. Like, and I definitely in the early '90s, like in the '80s and early '90s, we used
This
to
would
get
be a
movies like that.
Cinemax Saturday midnight action movie.
Yeah, like Showdown in Little Tokyo type of shit, or American Ninja.
Yeah, like after this, some type of sci-fi anime movie comes on.
Right, or even Billy Blank movies, nigga. Like, you know, we know him for that, you know, the shit they be doing exercise. But no, Billy Blank used to make some hard movies, nigga. Like, you know, Don the Dragon Wilson, Cynthia Rothrock movies, like them, like movies like that.
Shout out to Lady Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's like, you know, so it was good to actually see. It was good to actually see movies like that. You know, so a movie that kind of follows that, and that was the thing I really appreciated about that movie. Now,
but I like the locations in this movie too.
Yeah, too. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, the locations were nice. But what do you think was the worst thing about this movie?
There really isn't a worst thing. Maybe the acting, or there's nothing really bad where it just knocks you out of the movie. It just. They know they don't excel at acting and certain other shit, so they keep it as clean as possible and get to the point as quick as possible. The movie's done efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only bad thing for me was the runtime. Like, I felt because
it was too efficient.
Yeah, it was too efficient. Yeah, like I was like, it needed a little bit more fat on the bone. If you like, you know, what I mean, like in the case like that, like. You put like maybe.
All right, so you needed maybe a training montage, or you needed him to smash Shorty. You needed something else.
Yeah,
you needed the bad guys acting bad or some shit. Like, yeah, I get that. Like, it could have been a little more.
Yeah, so some parts could have been fleshed out a little bit more. Like, you know, and it could have easily took it into like a maybe hour and 35 type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, other than that, I can't knock it. Like I said, it was an efficient movie and it did what it's supposed to do. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I give it this. It's a clean 8. Like this a night of the 8s. Like I say that as an 8 because like most of the best fighting scenes are like the solo fights. Like the group fighting sequences, they was good, they was dope, but I've seen much better, and I've seen much better, not even in movies, but like TV shows,
right.
So that could have been better, but other than that, they had amazing like individual moves or the solo fights where I thought it was like, God damn, like yeah, okay, so that's what kept it as an 8, and that's it. Like nothing else really, you know, that you know, it played to its strengths, and that's what you do. Like you could take, because everything else is average about the movie. But the pacing and the fights, like that's what it excels at, and that's what it gives you, and it balances. It doesn't give you too much, it just gives you just enough.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And yeah, 8 is perfect because I was like, if it was like 9, like I said, a 9 would have been if they kind of, you know, if it was like maybe 15 minutes more of some certain things kind of fleshed out, and
or the fighting was like a whole level of better. Like the group fights was like, oh shit, like this some Umbach Protector level shit.
Yeah, because the group fights was just like pretty much one dude really fucking up like 5 different guys at once. Like it was funny
because they weren't even roundup level.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean,
he could be doing simple ass boxing and he make that shit look fire.
Yeah, no, it's like they were getting fucked up, but they were getting fucked up in if dude was just doing some rigid ass kata or some shit like that. That was something that was funny, but it was dope, you know. But it was just like, you know, like goddamn, like, you know, it's like, yeah, you can at least get some hits in on the main character.
yeah. So that's why, you know, it's, you know, but the boss fights and shit, the solo fights, those were the ones that were like, okay, like y'all took your time and did y'all fucking thing with these, like y'all niggas. It's like a rapper like having a better feature, like sounding his best when he got like a good feature.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. You know, you had to, you know, be serious with Nas in the booth with your ass, nigga. Like,
yeah. But yeah, this is a movie I definitely fully recommend. Like I said, it's on Prime right now. If you have it, it's part of you watch it. It's a good watch. It's like it's good popcorn flick. You know, if you're just chilling, whatever. You need something to turn your brain off for like an hour and a half or so max. That's Bangkok Dog will do that for you, man. But yeah, it was a solid, entertaining movie.
yeah, well, with some good ass fights, like definitely. Like, I don't want to just make it like it's your run of the mill good movie, do everything right. The fights, it's worth watching because of those damn fights.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think we're probably getting ready. I know it's getting late, and I know you got to train, and I know I need to get up out of here because I need to wake up in the morning to go commute. But yeah, no. So that's our show. So we'll probably be back on Thursday. You know, depending on what's going on, we'll see what we'll see what type of show we'll hit y'all with.
If everybody could available, so we could do the music one, the music battle shit with the two the Pete Rock and the Daz Dillinger.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I've listened to that, so like I still have that. Like I'm still ready for that. So
yeah, I gotta send you the songs. I send you about 3 or 4 joints. Then yeah.
But yeah, no, yep, we'll be back on Thursday, and just, just stay tuned. But yeah, no, we want to thank everyone. So I know the chat was, whether if you're a troll or a longtime listener, I know, like, y'all were doing your thing in the chat. And Mexican Boston, yeah, we no, obviously we didn't. I saw your comments, but we were already transitioned into just getting our movie reviews in or whatever. Kamala didn't have a close fight with a bum, and I saw. I mean, none of the Kamala fights are kind of close like that.
I mean, like the one fight with the guy boot stopped Abreu, Kamala kind of had a somewhat a tough fight. He had a cut, but I mean that was kind of he still won like 8-2 type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that wasn't a
that ain't a close fight. Like that's like Tevin Farmer, Jojo Diaz is a close fight.
I mean, Kamala just had a bad cut, but he won the fight clearly. But I don't know what he's.
And that's why I use that example because that nasty cut and he won the fight clear as fuck.
But yeah, no, but I just had to make sure I kind of addressed that. But yeah, no. So for myself, Pat Scorpio doing a representer, for LB Showworth, the guy, the GOAT artist, for King People Bodega Beef, for Conscious Pine, for Rome Top 5. This is another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.
Peace.